There we go. What up, what up, what up, what up? How's everybody doing today? Thank y'all for tuning in. Yes, thank y'all for tuning in to another DLE Fitness live stream show. Today's going to be a good show that we got for y'all today. Sorry, got on kind of late today, but hey, we're still here regardless of how late we got on here. But yes, we got a good show in tune for you today. If you're on the East Coast, it's like 2:30. Jesus, so you're probably almost off work. And if you're on the West Coast, you're what? 11:30? You still got a good ways to go. So you'll be there. You'll get there. You know what I mean? Work is going to be a while away, but I got you. Don't you worry. Yeah, just don't look at the clock, okay? Don't look at the clock at all. Just don't look at the clock. I got you. But yes, we got a good show tuned in for you today, as you see on the thumbnail, depending on where you found me at, Rumble, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, because you do know that we are simultaneously streaming on all 4 different platforms. So yes, we're going to go in today. Today's going to be an interesting one. As you can see, we have for a fitness topic of the show, we are going to go over people taking too many doses of steroids and seeing how it could hinder ladies as far as their physical features permanently. You know what I mean? So when Mr. Chow says,
"Oh, you're having a bad day? Did you die?"
I got shot.
But did you die?
Maybe you didn't lose your life, but the effects will be permanent. Yes, that's right, permanent. So yes, so be careful out there. Be careful. And Greg Doucette, of course, is going to grace the show. Shout out to him. Very used to him. Hopefully he doesn't come and get me and, dox me for all the times I'm using his videos. But hey, I use it as a teaching point for people doing fitness, because you got the youngins out there, man. The young men, the young women out there trying to do anything and everything, and they can't set their mind to, think about anything else except if you're into bodybuilding or fitness in general. You ain't got to be a bodybuilder. But don't do something that's going to hinder your life forever. You know what I mean? You still got a lot of life to go, man. You still got 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. If you're blessed to make it that far, you don't want to hinder it from something you did a long time ago, just because you either wanted to win a trophy or you were too impatient to just trust the process and follow, the process of the gains that you want to achieve. Because if you're doing fitness, it is a marathon. It is not a sprint. So just think about that. All because you get the gains now don't mean 20 years from now you could be big fat with a pot belly. So focus on that. And that's what we're going to go in on the fitness portion of the show. We're going to see a few men and women who took steroids, and you're going to see you're going to see that mindset. You're going to be like, whoa, it's going to be crazy. Then on the economic part of the show, man, I found a video that we're going to go over, and they're going to talk about China and what's going on with China. And, we have this tariff war that's going on back and forth with US and China. Well, when you see this video, when we go over this video, I haven't watched the whole thing, just a little bit of it, but I was noticing some striking similarities. And since we're having a tariff war, what's going on with the tariff war is that you're hearing people from China, the everyday common folk, the regular folk, the regular citizens, not the the super big rich people, but you're hearing from like regular people who are not rich, not poor, but like, let's just say middle class, but now the wealth gap is so vast, you're either rich or you're not type thing. They're going to talk about the issues that they're having, and as you hear them talk and you hear them speak, you're going to hear some striking similarities as the same problems they're having over there we're having over here. Yes, it's crazy. So they have some really crazy striking similarities that we have, and they're having the same thing. And it's like what's causing their problems is the same thing that's potentially causing ours. So we're going to see if their problems are our problems, or our problems their problems. Are we both having the same problem, and it's just the big wigs up top are getting the bread and the people at the bottom are feeling the consumer getting priced through the roof, all because of tariff war that's going on. Because yes, it is a war. And whenever you hear the word war, you think of guns blazing, people dropping things out of the sky that go kaboom and stuff like that. But this one is different. It's an economic war, so everybody's feeling the pain at the checkout line. You swipe your card, every month the bills got to get paid, so everybody's feeling this. And it's kind of like if you had an actual warfare with, with firearms and stuff like that, you would have, people going overseas or whatever the case may be. They fight each other and one may invade the other, whatnot. But this one, it's a pocketbook warfare. So it's the same concept. It's just a different way of being attacked. And you're going to hear what these people say and see if they have the same problems that we're having over here. It's going to be an interesting one to watch. So be ready for that. And then the AI portion of the show, we're going to go over, I'm going to do a live AI image animation of oneself. Yes, you heard it first. I'm going to sit down and go over video because I've been doing this for the past couple days, and we're going to keep going with this because AI is the way of the future. Ain't nothing you can do about it. So you might as well get with it or get rolled over. But I'm going to go over a video that I found, and we're going to sit down. I'm going to go through one by one or piece by piece of this video, and we're going to take an image of me, which I've already taken, of this actual, get up that I got on. So you'll be able to see the similarity. And then we're going to just take the image, going to put it in, and we're going to see if we can do what this person is doing and just generate a actual image and then turn the image into an animation with, talking and stuff like that with an image of me sitting in this chair in this room looking exactly identical with the AI 3D image. So there's that. That's going to be interesting to see. So I'm going to be actually having fun on that part right there. Yeah. That's going to be fun to do. Yes, I'm going to have fun doing that. And hopefully you're going to have fun watching and kind of following along and to see if I can do it live, you can do it too. And however, yesterday when I did the one with the music, that one kind of required me, but I had to kind of pay for a subscription for one of the things, but that was only if I wanted to see if I could potentially monetize the song that I made. That's the only reason why I had to pay for a subscription. Otherwise, I could have made the song without having to pay for anything. So this one is another free way to actually do it too. So everything that I try to do, I try to see if I can do it for free on the spot using whatever said videos on YouTube, just to see if the people are actually giving out, legit advice, or are they just, scamming people with, AI advice. So yeah, it's going to be fun to see. It's going to be fun to watch. So let's get cracking. Let's get on it, because, after we get with the fitness, we got to go for the muscle of the day, and then we got to get to the sponsor of today's show. So we got a nice little video ahead of, we got a nice little show ahead of us. It's going to be fun to see. It's going to be fun to do. I'm going to have fun doing it for you. So let's go ahead and get cracking, and let's get started, and let's go ahead and hop into the first video. So Greg Doucette, shout out to you. Fair use. We're going to go over his video of, he's going to talking about people taking Anavar. Anavar is a steroid, and it's gonna actually see the effects that it has on women. So mainly it's going to be focused on women, men too, but mainly women, to see that it's like turning them into men, sort of say, because that's the title of the video. And you're going to see the actual permanent side effects that this stuff has, because once you go and start taking all this stuff and juicing your body up with testosterone, that's the main ingredient in a man that makes a man a man. You know what I mean? Like, you take that out, what do you have? Vice versa, if you dope a guy up with estrogen and block his testosterone, what do you have? You know what I mean? Lose your manly features and turn feminine. So we're gonna see this. So let's go ahead and, let me stop talking. Let's go ahead and jump into the first video that we have. So let me get this put up on the screen real quick. Let's see here. We got, boom, there goes Greg right there. We got to change the banner. And fitness, there we go, we got that right there. All right, so let's go ahead and get this thing started and let Greg take it away. Where should we start? We'll start at the very beginning. There's the title of the video. They got me. All right. At least we got it done early, because usually they'll get us right in the middle of the video, but we got out the way early. All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and get cracking on this. Where is it? There he goes. All right, here we go.
Coach Greg, in today's video, Anavar changed my voice. Females on drugs. I'm slowly turning into a man.
Yes, and he said it best. On drugs. Yes, you are taking a drug. Keep that in mind. If you're injecting, is that? Oh, okay. Sorry. If you're injecting something or not, popping a pill, shooting up, it's the same concept as any drug that you've ever took or seen somebody take. So just keep that in mind. It is a drug, but let's get it.
Pick your poison. What do you want the title to be? But in today's video, we're talking about women on steroids. And so the first thing I want to say is, whether it's steroids or SARMs or whatever, they all can be dangerous. And so let's look at this first example.
Even though it's considered one of the safest PEDs for women to use, Anavar alone can cause female virilization.
And so does this not remind you of a video I did the other day on Lila Hermosi? Any woman who's trying to be at the pinnacle of her sport is...
Man, that woman there got a deep voice, boy. She has a deep voice, and her whole facial features and everything changed when she got on it. But yeah, her voice is deep.
Going to be forced to use steroids. You can't get away from it. If a woman uses Anavar, Ostrine, Trenbolone, you name it, she's going to get bigger. And many of your favorite bikini stars or your social media influencers, they're on steroids. And they lie to your face over and over and over again. Just like that Weird Al song. And over again. And so if you think that just because she looks hot, she looks sexy, that she's all natural, nothing could be further from the truth. For the most part, if you're doing low doses, no one, even your boyfriend, is going to find out. The problem is when you go to higher doses or for extended periods of time. And on top of that, everyone's bodies are different. Some people can handle much higher doses than others, and you can't tell by looking. I can't look at you and say, oh, you have to find a physique that can handle 20 milligrams of Anavar, no problem. You got to be careful, only do 6. And so the only time you're going to find out is by self-experimentation. And by that, I mean, you try the drugs and see what happens. Does that sound a little scary?
It's been very difficult for me to speak on, but I wanted to clear the air, raise awareness for other women, and hopefully help other women out there.
Mad respect to this.
Man, could you imagine how it feel? Like, think of it from a dude perspective. Think as a man, like, you know, we go through puberty and, you know, we can't wait till our voice gets a little bit bass in it. Cause you know, everybody hits puberty at different times. You hit whatever junior high and all that stuff. And some people hit it early. Some people hit it later. So, you know, you get roasted and made fun of if you still got a high pitched voice and all that stuff. So, you know, you can't wait till your voice get deep. You're like, I can't be running around here with this squeaky high pitched voice. They keep roasting me or making fun of me, you know, and such voice already based out and mine's still way up here. But could you imagine a woman, if you're a woman, grown adult, and then your voice just starts dropping down like a boy finally getting hair around his ball sack?
This woman, Caroline de Mesquita, who's open, honest, and transparent and trying to tell people of all the dangers of using steroids. She admits that she's used them and that has affected her voice for the rest of her life.
We choose our own risks, and we're the only ones that have to deal with the consequences.
And so this completely different than Lila Hermosi, who, well, she's 100% natural, right? Just like her husband, who only did baby doses, probably HRT.
All right, so y'all might see me swing a few times here and here like this. There's a fly in here. I don't know how he got in here. So if you catch me like making sudden movements, don't laugh. But yeah, it's a fly.
Anyone believe that?
One of my biggest insecurities is my voice. Over the years, my voice has changed.
I had a big challenge with...
And so here's the problem with Anavar.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Because you would think you would hear this. But instead, it would be like, ah.
It is, in fact, one of the safest. The majority of people, that's right, more than half of the people who think they're getting Anavar, are not actually using pure Anavar. And so even if you think you're using the safest steroid, you perhaps are not. But even if you are, let's say you got it from a doctor. It's been prescribed to you. If you do too great a dose and for too long...
Why would a doctor prescribe you Anavar? I don't understand that one. That one, I don't comprehend why that would be prescribed. I'm about to look into it, but why would a doctor prescribe you Anavar if it's strictly a steroid for? Because I know it means sometimes you're prescribed steroids for certain things, but I'm going to look that up.
You are going to experience negative side effects.
10 milligrams of clinically dosed Anavar caused my vocal cords to virilize.
And so if you're using 10 milligrams of Anavar a day or more, this exact same situation could occur, or even far worse. And so I get it. Your boyfriend told you it's safe, you're gonna use it, you're just gonna look hotter. But the problem is, the more you use it, the more you're gonna wanna use it. And once you start using it, you're gonna feel really good, and it's gonna be very hard to cycle off. And so if you are going to do it, and remember, I'm not a doctor, never ever break the law, and only use these items with the consent from your own doctor. And so if you do decide to use it, always use the lowest dose that makes you happy. The lowest dose. The higher the dose, the more likely you're going to experience negative side effects.
This is the most severe side effect I've experienced. I know a lot of women that get hirsutism or additional hair growth. I also know many women who've had clitoral enlargement.
And so perhaps the worst side effect for you is losing your hair. Or perhaps the worst side effect is growing facial hair. Or perhaps it's clitoral enlargement.
Man, growing facial hair as a woman, that would suck. Like, man, that would really suck. Like, to just be growing like more hair. Cause everybody already got hair on their body, but to have more and like in places that you didn't want it, man.
Every person's different. If this grows bigger, perhaps it's better. But pick your poison. If you in fact use greater doses for too long, you are going to experience negative side effects.
I'm not here to pass judgment or even tell her what to do, but other females need to hear this.
Ooh, that's a her. Sheesh. Yikes. Oh boy. Oh man. I thought that was a dude, to be quite honest. That's crazy. The chest actually looks like pecs. It doesn't look like breast.
Are watching this. The side effects that come along with using these drugs are permanent for women.
And so here's the thing. People in the comment are already saying, what right do you have to tell someone else what to do? We're not telling you what to do. We're giving you the side effects. We're educating you. We're trying to give you the knowledge so that you can make the best decision for you. And if you think that you can just take steroids and have no negative side effects, well, you got it wrong. And so the problem is, when you're a bodybuilder, when you're competing in bikini, when you're a...
I don't think that looks bad. That looks good. But you got to remember,
competitor,
they look like that like on the day of.
Nothing else matters.
You know what I mean? Like, they look like that on the day of, then like after that, it doesn't. Because that's like spray tan, cut water, cut carbs. That's just like literally like a 24-hour, maybe a 12-hour period of life. Then they starving. They hungry.
Matters. It is the most rewarding thing, the most fun you can have on this planet. And so you will risk anything to win at all costs. But what you don't realize is that there is in fact a life after bodybuilding. When you're perhaps 30, 40, 50, 80, you're not going to care so much about being a competitive bodybuilder.
Yeah.
You're going to have other interests. People's mindsets, they change over time. And so right now, winning, it's very important. And remember, how do I know this? Because I was, in fact, a bodybuilder. I did it for longer than almost anyone, 59 competitions. I know the pressure, the temptations, the desire to be the best, and the willingness to do whatever it takes to win at all costs. But what you need to realize is you have to look at your future. And so if your voice starts to change, you need to stop right now, right away. Not after the show, not in a month. Right now, this minute. And your coach, they might not tell you to stop. They want you to win. Because when you show a before and after transformation photo, they don't hear your voice.
Thanks to Restore.
That is true. They do not hear your voice. Yeah, buddy. And everybody sees the before and after. They don't hear your voice. So, yeah, there's that. But still, I mean, at the end of the day, that's pretty detrimental to be on some roids. I just can't see it. Unless you're like in your 50s or something, then I would understand TRT or HRT or whatever, but doing it younger, I just don't see it. I personally can't see it. Don't do it younger. If you're gonna do it when you're older. That's my personal opinion. But let's continue. We got him muted.
She's a champion. And so you get all the glory. But then you have to open your mouth. Now, if you lower the doses, it may not be enough. Oh, instead of doing 20 milligrams, I'll just lower it to 15. Or maybe I'll cut it down to 10. That most likely will not be enough. You need to stop completely. When you start feeling that itch, that tickle, sounds like you're getting a cold, that perhaps you're just getting sick. You need to stop. It's not worth risking it. I'm not saying for everybody has to be 100% natural, But can you at least do lower doses? Can you take your time, for example, trying to get that pro card?
You cannot reverse your voice change. You cannot reverse the facial hair. You can't reverse hair loss. You can't reverse all of your femininity that you lost during these cycles.
And so remember,
Man, she looks, wow. She is not stopping. I ain't trying to pick on her, but Jesus, yo. Like, she is not playing
example,
about
trying
this,
to get that
bro.
pro card.
You cannot reverse your voice change.
Man,
You cannot
look at this. Oh my goodness, sweetie, chill out. Wow, that looks like a straight dude. Man, that's crazy work. Woo, man. I would like to see a before and after picture of her personally.
reverse the facial hair. You can't reverse hair loss. You can't reverse all of your femininity that you lost during these cycles.
And so remember, when you're taking steroids, even Anavar, what you're doing is you're slowly transitioning into that of a man. Now, when you take very low doses, you perhaps don't notice it. You go from being 100% female to, for example, 99%. No one's going to notice. You can't see the 1% more masculine that you got. But if you keep going, higher doses every single time, eventually it goes from 99%, 90, 50. And if you look at women who transition to men, oftentimes you can't even tell they used to be women. All you see are...
I mean, at the end of the day, nowadays you see it a lot. The transition, I guess is the right word to say, transition. Transfer over is the transfer over now from what it seems like is OnlyFans. That's what it seems like at this point. OF seems like the transfer over.
Are the changes that have developed. Even their facial jawbones change. And so if you want to remain feminine and do what you set out to do, you probably just wanted more muscle to get leaner and have a better shape. You need to do so without the abuse of steroids.
And ladies, these side effects can happen after one cycle, low doses, a couple cycles. There's really no line in the sand to tell you when these side effects are going to come.
One thing I noticed when I've been coaching many people, listening to the various cycles that stupid coaches give to other athletes, is they oftentimes put very high doses once a day. Yeah, take 25 milligrams of Anavar for your first bikini show. Do that one.
Yeah, I don't know. Why would you listen to a coach? Like, the coach has an incentive. You know what I mean? Because he knows once you're on it, that feeling that you're gonna get, you're gonna attack them weights. You're gonna be like hulking there. You're gonna be like, "Rawr," like just going crazy on them weights. So he's got a client. You know what I mean? You're gonna be around for a minute. Number one, he's hooking you up with a drug or whatever. And number two, he's telling you the doses to take, but you're just going to be more aggressive and raging and just this energy pump of just you wanting to just crush it in the gym. And then you're going to see the results on top of that. So he got you. He hands down, he got you.
Once a day.
Or she or he got you. Well, I mean, either or can get you the drugs. I mean, I'm just saying.
Consider you have a line like this. Anything above that line, it's going to cause negative side effects. If you take very low doses of Anavar twice a day, it goes below the line. But if you take a very high dose once a day, it goes above the line, then perhaps dips under, and it repeats like this. Every time it goes over, you're turning into a man. And so if you're doing 25 milligrams of Anavar once a day and you're watching this, you are a moron. You officially qualify. Unless, of course, you're transitioning, then by all means, take your test, take whatever. So long as the doctor approves it, take whatever you want.
Again, what's with these doctors approving it? I don't understand that. Why is the doctor approving it? I can't seem to get past that. Why is the doctor approving of this? How are you getting it? You just like, hey, yo, doc, I'm about to be a bodybuilder. I need some steroids. He's like, yeah, I got you. So say less. That's what I don't get. I don't comprehend that. Why is the doctor giving you the Anavar? And I tried to look it up on Google to find out if, like, why would a doctor prescribe you Anavar, to see if there's, like, another health reason to it besides just being a steroid, but nothing came up, and that's rare. Usually something would come up, like they would have a reason at the top, but the reason wasn't there. It just gave me like a bunch of links to other websites, which normally Google has the answer, but whatever.
I just want you to be prepared for these things because this is going to change your life forever. And when you're in the mindset of competing, you're not thinking about anything except for winning.
Exactly. When you're in it to win it, nothing else matters.
And I don't think when they win, they get paid all that much, to be quite honest. I don't think they make like a lot of money for the level of discipline And if they have to take steroids, the amount of damage that they do to their body, I don't think they get paid enough. I don't think it's enough. I don't think they're raking in millions. The only way they're raking in millions is with social media. But as far as like the show or whatever you want to call it, I can't think of the name, but as far as like the actual, show itself, and you win first place or something, I don't think you get paid that much for the amount of discipline, time, work, effort that you put into it.
And don't forget, when you're taking steroids, it changes your mind, your mindset, the way you think about things, your outlook on life. Women were not meant to have the same testosterone levels of that of men. Men and women think differently. And I know you're all thinking, no, men and women, they're exactly the same. Equal rights this, equal rights that. Men and women are different biologically. We're not the same. Men have perhaps 10, maybe 12 times the testosterone levels of that of a woman.
Yeah.
And we think differently.
I mean, I don't even know what a woman's testosterone level is, but to say 10, I mean, yeah, potentially. I don't know what a woman's natural level of testosterone should be, but if it's like 50, then that'd be 510 times. So I guess, because he said his testosterone was like around 500. So I guess that's normal. I don't know. And Greg is like what? Coach Greg is like 50 years old or something like that? Late 40s or 50?
No, we all have to think alike. There's both a feminine and a masculine mindset, but hey, that's for a different video. But what you need to know is if that you're on steroids right now, your ability to think clearly, it's been altered. And you're thinking, no, I just want more. Trust me, I have so many stories of people from the past that I know endangered their health, endangered their safety just to win a competition. What they did to their bodies, being put into the hospital, it's unbelievable what people will go through just to try and win a trophy. If you
Golly, that's a bar. Wow. The links that people would go to just to win a trophy. Yeah. That's what it is. I mean, yeah, you win some money, but again, I just don't think the money is worth it. It takes discipline, time. I mean, food is expensive. You know what I mean? Like it's really, and I've never bodybuilt before. I'm not a bodybuilder, but to get your body right, to go from, the whole transformation thing, it takes effort. It takes, like constantly thinking about it, getting it right. So just the risk ain't worth the reward at the end of the day if you're getting on stage to get a card, get a trophy. But again, like I say, the only way to be worth it is all of the other things that come with it from social media, because he did it back in the day with no social media. So whatever they paid, he got, that's what he won. You know what I mean? So he was doing all that just probably because he was an addict and was addicted. You know what I mean? But hey, at the end of the day, yeah.
Make a comment about a woman being this muscular and reference the use of steroids, the feminazis will attack you immediately. And so what? Somebody has to say it. Somebody has to protect the women. And
that's what happens when you get older. You see what he said? And so what? He's like, I don't care. That's what happens as you get older, you age up. That sums up how you feel about life.
What?
He straight up said
the
it.
feminazis will attack you immediately. And so what?
I gotta clip that. And so what? Like, you don't even care anymore. Like, a lot of stuff just don't matter. As you get older, you're like, man, I done been through this, been through that. The fact that I'm still here is surprising me. Like, I'm just grateful to be here.
Somebody has to say it. Somebody has to protect the women. And so whether it's Bodybuilding and BS, Nick Trilogy, or Coach Greg, somebody has to warn the women of the dangers of using steroids. Because most women, what happens is they meet a guy.
There's a driver.
Oh, you can't blame the guy. Oh, stop it. No, that's your own personal decision. Don't you come with that. Don't you come with that. They meet a guy. And that guy is the one that tricks her into making this decision. Like, no. That could be for some people, but no, that's not right. You still have that choice. And I'm pretty sure at some point, like, you're able to, in today's world, there's too much information out there. If somebody tells you something, you could just backdoor and be like, oh yeah, let me find out. You just start, yeah, no, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, your research time is so quick nowadays. Like, can't nobody tell you nothing without you being able to research it in like 2.3 seconds flat and getting the answer to just call them out on their BS if they're lying, or is it, you know, see anything, side effects or whatever it is. So, all right, whatever. Let's get back to it. He wrong, but let's hear what he got to say. Here we go.
Guy who's on steroids. And what does that guy want? Typically, guys who are on steroids.
Cheeks. That's what he wants.
Steroids like girls who work out. They like the muscles. They're at the gym. There's lots of girls who are perhaps competing in bikini competitions, and so they like that. And so don't you think that that woman could then be influenced by that man? You know what? I'm going to also start taking steroids. Guy's all for it. Yep. I got lots for you. What do you want? And so the woman...
True. She ain't got to pay for it, so it's probably free at that point. So, yeah. I mean, free drugs. And then, you know, she starts to tighten up and start looking good. I mean, can't knock her.
Woman says, without reading about anything, without knowing anything, I want to tone up. I want to get toned. I want to get leaner. So the guy says, yes, Anavar, it's what all the girls are taking. She might say, yeah, but I don't want to turn into a man. I don't want to grow a beard. I don't want to sound like a man. Yeah, they just abuse steroids. They're on trend. All of them. All the girls that are losing their hair, all those girls, they're taking tests, trend. They're just using abusive doses. The hot girls, the bikini ones, all they use is Anavar. Have you ever spoken to a top-level bikini competitor? Not all of them, but perhaps most. What do they sound like? Do they sound like the average woman to you? The answer is no. And why do you think that is? Because they abuse...
I think that's what they sound like. Is this what they sound like, Greg?
Steroids. And why? Because they have to. Because the standards for bikini have gone so far that, hey, wow, you thought you could win a bikini competition without being single-digit body fat? And so girls that are competing in bikini are now looking like female bodybuilders. They're shredded. Their backs have striations. Their shoulders are capped. And so how do you think they get that muscle? After all, you have to have a certain minimum amount of muscle to get to that level. And so oftentimes the best looking bodies in bikini are females who have ectomorphic frames. What is an ectomorphic frame? It's a frame that's very slender, smaller bones, oftentimes a little bit taller. They have very
She look good. I'll give it to her. She look good. I wouldn't say she's over the top, but I mean, no, I think she good. She looks good. You know, like I said, after this is like the peak she'll be, and then after like a day, really that peak is like for 12 hours, because then, I mean, once she get done with that, bro, she finna eat. She hungry. Anybody that competes, from what I know, they'll go and eat. So I think she look good. She look good, you know. And then she'll go and like smash on some pasta and some pizza and put on like a little bit of fatty weight. Be good.
Hips, but seriously well-developed glutes. But if you give that athlete enough steroids, they can put muscle in the places they need to be competitive. And so the very muscular girls, the ones who have the best genetics, the mesomorphs, typically their waists are a little bit wider. Remember, I'm saying on average. There are, of course, genetic phenoms who have ectomorphic frames that have a lot of muscle, put on all the muscle they need to compete in bikini while being 100% natural. But those girls are rare. And so the girls that are mesomorphs don't typically develop the bikini-style bodies. And so what do? They compete in women's wellness. And what is women's wellness? It's basically men's wellness. Girls who compete in women's wellness have oftentimes more...
And you could tell their facial structure did change. If you look at all of them, they all got hard facial structure. Like, look at her jawline. Like, her jaw is chiseled. I mean, it could pass as a he, but, you know, but like their facial structure all looks pretty hard. Like it's like squared off. It's not rounded, it's squared.
Wellness, it's...
You know what I mean? Like, just looks square. Like that jaw, that cheek to jawline, it's just all squared off.
Basically men's wellness. Girls who compete in women's wellness have oftentimes more muscle than most men. They have so much muscle, it's hard to believe. They're perhaps 5 feet tall, 140 pounds, shredded. And so how do you think they got to that size? From using steroids. And so because the pressure is to have more muscle than last time, because the judges reward it, the women feel the pressure, and so they use steroids.
Anavar, oxandrolone,
So it was actually notated the girl steroid because it's so commonly used in women.
And so even Togi had once made a video saying that Anavar is just for girls.
Togi.
That men can't build muscle taking Anavar. But listen, Anavar, also known as oxandrolone, it's very strong. When I used to use steroids, it was in fact my favorite.
5 milligrams up to 10 milligrams. I hear 25 milligrams sometimes for women. But the thing with it is it's 10 times stronger in a woman than a man.
Exactly.
Dang, it's 10 times stronger in a woman than a man. So it is like driving them up the wall. It's like, you know what I mean? Like imagine like smoking some ganja, and could you imagine it's 10 times stronger when you smoke it opposed to when the other person smokes it? Like, sheesh. I mean, which it could be a reality because depend on tolerance and all that stuff and how good it is and your weight and all that stuff. That's a possibility, but you know, that should give you an idea.
I like how she worded this because I've been saying this for years. Anavar is 10 times stronger in a woman than that of a man. If a girl uses 25 milligrams of Anavar, it's kind of going to give the same amount of muscle growth as if a man used 250 milligrams, which is an absurd number. I don't know any bodybuilder using 250 milligrams of Anavar.
We know that if it's high androgenic, which can lead to building muscle tissue, getting stronger, improving your performance, great. But there's also risks of side effects.
She's saying Anavar is very androgenic, that it's high on the androgenic scale. It's actually the opposite. It's very low on the androgenic scale. This is why many people resort to using Anavar. But the problem is, even though it's low on the androgenic scale, if you use enough of it, it is going to in fact cause virilization. And so, for example, if you had identical twins and one used 10 milligrams of testosterone a day and the other one used 10 milligrams of Anavar a day, the one using 10 milligrams of testosterone will get way more side effects than the one using Anavar. And so that is why many women resort to using Anavar. But even though it's lower on the androgenic scale, doesn't...
I mean, all because it's lower doesn't mean you can't abuse it and make it and still get the same problem, if that makes any sense. You know, I mean, you can still come out with the same problem if you just abuse it just as much or as the other one. So it's the same. It can basically yield the same outcome.
Doesn't mean it's absolutely safe, especially at higher doses, and so you need to be careful.
Deepening of the voice, facial hair, hair loss. You can have issues with acne and breakouts, some changes to your feminine parts increasing in size.
If I was a girl, this is what I'd be doing. If I was on Anavar, trying to win my pro card, bikini, whatever. Let's say we're using 10 milligrams of Anavar a day, and all of a sudden I started to feel sick. I'd be like, it's not worth it, I'm stopping. And then if it went away, I would perhaps then re-risk it. Hey, I'm trying to win my pro card. Perhaps I'd use 5 milligrams a day. Now, another thing I'd be doing, and I don't want to get too graphic, is I'd be checking out the downstairs.
Factor clearly gets active.
He said checking out the downstairs. I mean, you know, you're going to have to check out the downstairs, buddy. Everybody knows it has a problem. For men, allegedly, it makes men shrink up. So I guess for women, it gives them a larger clitoris region. You know what I mean? So to make them look like they have a little peen down there at some point, I'm assuming. I don't know. Maybe so. But either or, yeah, that's a horrible side effect to have.
Going down there. I'd literally be looking. I don't care if you have a mirror. I'd be looking somehow. And
wait a minute. Time out. He's been on this stuff for years. He openly admitted he's been doing it for years. 59 competitions. He's been doing it for years. So, you know, he probably shrunk his nutsack up to a, you know, like, yeah, bruh. I can't even get it out. You know what, Coach Greg? All I have to say to you is this. Bruh.
And if it's doubling in size or more, I would start to be concerned. You know what?
You're speaking on a woman's perspective, but what did you do when it shrunk double in size, huh? What did you do? Pause.
It shouldn't be that big. It wasn't that big before. It's that big now. And so I'm a little concerned.
Did you have the opposite feeling whenever you was juicing? You know what I mean? Like this is how you felt whatever you were juicing. You had the opposite feeling. Like, yo, check downstairs. It was like, you probably looked down there. You thought to yourself, you were like, oh snap. You were like,
oh brother, this
Exactly.
I would then stop or at least reduce the dose in half. Because
Bro,
after
you
all,
stop. You don't just reduce the dose, you stop. It's clearly causing a horrific side effect. You don't reduce the dose, you stop. But then again, it could be addicting. So, addiction kicks in.
you're not trying to get these side effects. And remember, oftentimes people buy Anavar and it's fake. And so if you're thinking, oh, it's Anavar, it's so safe. Everyone says how safe it is. But then you bought Anavar and it's not real Anavar. Are you in fact safe? Probably not.
Nah.
And so other compounds, for example, Winstrol, far more dangerous, going to lead to far more greater chance of side effects. And so what if you bought Anavar and it was actually Winstrol? Would you just say, no, 5 milligrams is safe? Everyone says they use 5 milligrams. No one has any problems. Well, if you're using 5 milligrams and you're getting side effects, it's not safe for you. Whether it's real Anavar or not, does it really matter? You're not getting the results that you expected.
A lot of women on stage today will use a baseline with Anavar to get that hardened look, especially during prep.
So what absolutely blows...
Baseline? What is a baseline? So you're using another drug on top of the Anavar, but all of this is aesthetics. So it's not real. So you're not really as hard as you perceive to be. You just look that way. And I mean, that's a true statement, because if you ever did any kind of combat sports or combat training, any kind of fighting that you ever took, you'll realize, like, if you have muscles, your muscles mean nothing to a person who trains fighting, because number one, they know how to hit. Number two, their bones are way tougher and way harder than yours. So when their bones hit your bones or hit your muscles, it's going to hurt like hell. And then you're going to try to hit their body, but their bones are going to be so much harder, and you think your muscles are going to be harder, but they're not. Your muscles are not. I was told from a coach that my muscles just made me an easy target, because he can see exactly where he can hit. He's like, oh, I can see everything. Like, I'm trying to kick, I'm gonna hit right there because I can see the muscle I'm trying to aim at. So you make it easier for me. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Blows my mind. I can't get over this. Is that women will use Anavar, SARMs, Austrian, you name it, while not even leveraging the gains that they can make from products that are 100% natural, that doesn't cause virilization. So, for example, creatine, GO2 Max.
You snuck it in there, bro. Oh my goodness.
Get it?
What's a normal cycle of Anavar? Honestly, the safest route usually is 6 or 8 weeks.
Can tell you that almost everyone is using them for far longer than that.
Why bro take off his shirt?
6 to 8 weeks is perhaps a complete beginner cycle. Most people are competing or using it for 12 to 16 weeks.
Dang.
Hardly any of the competitors are only using performance-enhancing drugs for 6 to 8 weeks. Do you really think they got those amazing physiques, that they did those amazing before and after transformations with only the last 6 weeks of using Anavar? I don't think so. Most are doing it throughout their prep and, in fact, building to higher doses as the show gets near.
What's the average dosage that I should look at when it comes to Anavar? Most people, you want to start conservative and low. So that's about 5 milligrams, 7.5 milligrams per day.
What percentage of girls do you think use 5 to
per day?
7.5 milligrams per day? Almost none. Most, at the very minimum, are doing 10, oftentimes as high as 20 or 25. Many capsules, they begin being sold at 10 milligrams. Not often are people snapping pills in half or opening the caps and only doing half a tab or even less. And so oftentimes, women are getting it from their boyfriends. The boyfriend's doses are usually 20 to 25 milligram capsules. And so the girl, being lazy,
getting
as
yoked.
most people are, I just take one a day. Or perhaps sometimes two. And so what is a safe dose? Well, there is no safe dose, but a safer dose is in fact 5 to 7.5 milligrams. I do believe that most people, for example, 99%, are not going to experience virilization at those doses. Assuming, of course, it's real Anavar. If it's Winstrol and so on, probably going to get some sides.
However, another caution is I would not recommend going over 15 or 20 milligrams.
Now, of course, after...
All right. Recommend that you don't go over 15 to 20 milligrams. Yes, That was that's actually pretty crazy. I'm gonna stop the video right there for Greg, but man, shout out to Greg for giving us that super detailed breakdown on that right there for sure. Yes. We do appreciate Coach Greg. He's very knowledgeable on that stuff, and I'm always just like, hey man, go natty as long as you can. But as I always say, if you ain't natty, your pockets are probably fatty, because it seems like all the people who take steroids, seem like they get rich as hell. That's what it just seems like. At least that's what social media makes it look like. Could be true, could be false. I don't know, but it seems like it works out financially. So at the end of the day, if that's your intention, cool, go for it. Go all the way for it, as long as you understand everything that comes with it. But yes, know the permanent side effects that it comes with, and know that it is a drug and it's going to give you other side effects, and the other side effects is going to give you side effects, and you're going to need a drug for this side effects and a drug for that side effects. And at the end of the day, you're just going to be doped up on a bunch of drugs and addicted and all that stuff. And we're going to look at a couple people here as well. Some very short clips on why some people did it and some people that are on it and how they look. So these are real short, quick, like I said, shorts, 30 seconds long or something. And let's check out a few people, and we're gonna look at one dude. He's gonna explain why he did it, why he started taking it, and how old he was whenever he came to that decision. So let's check it out. This guy name is Togi, and he started taking it at 16. Check this out.
Steroids to begin with.
Lex Little, Alex Eubanks, like the natties, bro.
What got you into steroids to begin with?
Lex Little, Alex Eubanks, like the natties, bro. I'm 18 years old, and I see these people. This is my dream physique. Lex Little. I want to look like Lex Little. He's been working out for 8 years. Like, I cannot wait that long. So it wasn't the people that blasted gear. It was the natties that I wanted to look like, but I didn't have 8 years. I only worked out for like a year. And I was like, you know, I'm taking steroids.
That's like kind of hilarious. What got you?
Jesus, he didn't even wait. He was like, I'm gonna work out for a year, and he's like, you know what, screw this, I'm blasting. He wasted no time at all. Like, he just got straight to the point. He's like, you know what, I don't have the patience. You gotta have the patience, man, because you're playing with your health at the end of the day. And the last thing you want to do is you want to be in a hospital, man. Hospitals are not a place you want to be. I mean, unless you're like super stupid rich, but even then you still don't want to be in a hospital. So be careful on that. You don't want to be in a hospital dealing with stuff like this. It's just not worth it. We're going to check out another lady, and I'm going to speak on her antivirus side effects, and you're going to look at just another short. This is going to take like 30 seconds or less. So let's go ahead and check this lady out, and you're going to just see it as soon as I hit the button. So check this out. Here we go. So we got her here. Let's see what she says.
Do you look better then, or you think
better now? Oh my gosh! Like I said, 8 weeks of taking or whatever you want, it won't change your body. It literally will change the way you feel about things. When you come off, you will be destroyed. If you want to do it, remember, it's for life. It's a dark side for a reason. You will be stuck in that hole.
And do you think you look better then, or you think
better now? Oh my gosh! Like I said, 8 weeks of taking or whatever you want, it won't change your body.
He didn't say that. Tell me he didn't just say that.
Right.
It literally will change the way you feel about things. When you come off, you will be destroyed. If you want to do it, remember, it's for life. It's a dark side for a reason. You will be stuck in that hole.
And do you think?
I think she's confused. I think she's confused. What the fuck? I for sure think she's confused, because literally she said to take it for 8 weeks, your body won't change. And we looking at her like. And granted, she probably didn't do it for 8 weeks. She probably did it for longer. But still, to sit here and say that, it's like,
What are you talking about?
Yeah, straight cap. But yeah, look at this.
Do you look better then, or you think
better now? Oh my gosh! Like I said, 8 weeks of taking or whatever you want, it won't change your body. It literally.
Maybe I gotta watch the full clip of that, because that right there don't make any sense whatsoever. I mean, like, come on now. Like, I don't know. According to Coach Greg, because Coach Greg Doucette, he clearly like gave you a full breakdown, and it's gonna have its side effects. This is gonna hinder other parts of your body though, like your liver, your kidneys, your spleen, and things like that. You gotta think about those things. It's gonna mess with those parts of your body because none of this stuff isn't really like FDA approved, and really nobody knows exactly what you're getting unless you allegedly get it from a doctor. And even then, they're looking at this like, if we give you this, you're gonna have these side effects. So you're gonna need to come back and take other medications for the side effects you got from this medication. So now I just created me now I have me a dope head on payroll, basically. All right, next we're gonna see is another person. So let's check this short out real quick. Here we go.
Have you experienced any side effects?
Por enquanto, no.
Not yet. Not yet. Have you had any side effects from not being natural?
I've just had an easier time recovering and building muscle, so. Not really, no.
One side effect from that bothers me the most is the voice.
Okay.
The voice changed. When I first started, I was taking my voice dropped fast. And I was a singer back then.
No way!
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you can't sing the same?
I don't, no.
Is there anything you can do?
No.
Wow.
Also have stress urinary incontinence.
What's that?
When I lift heavy, I pee involuntarily. Yes, it's a real thing.
It's fine. Have you experienced?
Oh, he wrong for that. He's wrong for that. You look at this before and after, bro. Look at this. Look. Oh my goodness. Like, oh, she looked so good. She was just, oh my goodness. Look at this. Oh man, I'm not trying to put her down, but it was like, we see this and then it's like, and then we hit it.
So I'm assuming you can't sing the same?
I don't, no.
Is there anything you can do?
No.
Golly, bro. Like, the breasts are gone. She got pecs. Man, that is crazy work.
Wow.
Also have stress urinary incontinence.
What's that?
Stress urinary incontinence. So if you get stressed out, you just pee uncontrollably.
When I lift heavy, I pee involuntarily. Yes, it's a real thing.
He wrong for that. He's wrong for that. He didn't have to touch something and like wipe his hand like he got piss all over his fingers. He's wrong for that. That's cold-blooded. That's cold-blooded. All right, we got one last one, and then we'll be done with this almost done with this segment. But we got one more. Just gonna show a transformation video. We got a 1 year transformation. I don't know if it's really 1 year, but yeah. So we got a 1 year. This ain't got no talking. It's just gonna show the before and after. So let's see how this one goes. Here we go. Let's check it out. Before.
It's all by your side.
Oh, what the hell was that? I don't know if he took steroids or they tricked him and he took estrogen. The music gets all suspenseful. I mean, yeah, I guess you could say he's on gear. I know the comment section was pretty unforgiving. I can tell you that much right now. The comment section showed no holds barred. Somebody said transformation, no. Transformation, check. Mommy said no steroids, so I did estrogen. Bro went from call me daddy to call me daddy. That's cold-blooded. Bro earned mom's genetics. Somebody said after steroids, no. After estrogen, check. Before and after. Before and before. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy work, man. Yeah. I would say he's legit on roids. He just, you know, his sexual preferences is what it is. So I think that's just what it is. He just changed clothes with more muscle. So I think that's what that is. But yeah, that's what Buddy did on that one. He went through the whole transformation for real. He took it to the whole, next level. But just be careful out there. Be careful if you decide to take steroids and whatever it is that you do. Just be safe. Know what you're getting yourself into and just accept whatever that comes with. As long as you're okay with it. Like I say, if you ain't natty, your pockets are fatty. I mean, the financial returns look like it's going to be there. I mean, I'm not trying to tell you to do it to get rich. I'm just saying it seems like it works out. So it is what it is. All right, so next that we have on the screen is we have the muscle of the day. Yes, the muscle of the day. Let's go ahead and get the muscle of the day going. All right, so we got the muscle of the day. I'm going to have this video up here rolling up. I'm going to speak on the muscle of the day. I'm going to read it off to you. It might not match what I'm reading as we're going. It's going to match the muscle, but they might be in different parts of the video as to what I'm reading, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. But the muscle of the day is going to be the latissimus dorsi. Yes, the latissimus dorsi. Let me get that fixed. It seems like it's off. There we go. The latissimus dorsi muscle, which is going to be your, and let's go ahead and roll the video as we're watching this. The latissimus dorsi is one of the largest muscles in the back, plays a key role in movements involving the shoulder joint, especially pulling and lifting motions. Functions are shoulder extension, pulling the arm back, shoulder adduction, which is bringing the arms down and toward the body, the medial internal rotation of the shoulder, and also assist in movements like pull-ups, rows, swimming, and throwing. The origin, where it starts, is going to be the spinaeus process of the T7 and T12 vertebrae, the iliac crest, and the lower 3 and 4 ribs. Sometimes it's also from the inferior angle of the scapula. We also have the insertion, which is where it is attached. It's going to be the intertubular groove of the humerus upper arm bone, which, if you need a better image of what that would look like, oh, well, there it is right there. Right here. It's going to be that right there. Right here, the upper arm bone, the humerus. So that's going to be that right there. That's where the insertion is going to be. And also you have the best latissimus dorsi workouts are clearly going to be pull-ups, chin-ups, lat pulls, barbell rows, dumbbell rows, and seated cable rows, and workouts of that nature. So those workouts are going to be the best for the latissimus dorsi if you want to work those muscles and get those muscles and, you know, kind of get that wing motion, because those are called the wing muscles. I mean, one of the people I can think of that had big wing muscles back in the day would be Kurt Angle, the wrestler. He had big lats. So he just walked around like his arms were always flared out because he had strong lats. So yes, those are going to be your lat muscles. These are going to be good for calisthenics for sure. A lot of calisthenic guys have strong lat muscles because they do a bunch of pull-ups and chin-ups and muscle-ups and stuff like that. So that's what's going to be the muscle that's going to help them get that, as well as other muscles as well. But you usually see people who do calisthenics or whatever, they have big lats, strong back in general. You know what I mean? And next, we're going to also check out the anatomy of the human body. And we're going to look at, and shout out to Dr. Speaks. This is Dr. Speaks' video, so shout out to him for use. And we're going to look at an actual human body, the anatomy of a human body. We're actually going to take a look at maybe someone who donated their body. And we're going to see the latissimus dorsi, basically the inner workings of the body, you know, blood drained, all that good stuff. So all you see is the muscle, the fats, the fascia, the bone, and stuff like that, and, you know, arteries and veins. You're going to be able to see exactly what it looks like from a person's human body and how it works. So shout out to the anatomy lab for this video. I'm going to go ahead and get this pulled up here and let them explain exactly the latissimus dorsi as we look at an actual human body that's been dissected, basically. So let's go ahead and pull this up and check this out. So here we go. Fair use, and let's let them take it away.
Let's look at a very commonly worked out muscle at the gym, and that is the latissimus dorsi, this broad muscle on the back here. Now, latissimus actually means the broadest, dorsi just refers to like dorsal on the back. And what's interesting is, even though it's on the back, this isn't what you'd consider a true back muscle, because its insertion where the fibers sneak forward, they actually go forward and insert onto this groove on the humerus called the intertubercular groove. So it actually crosses the shoulder joint and so therefore mobilizes the shoulder. And when you actually think about what you do to work this muscle, like you'll do pull-ups or lat pull-downs or even things like inverted rows, those are all mobilizing the shoulder and can make that big winged-like appearance that you can get on people with jacked or large lats, I guess.
Yes. That is it right there. Let the anatomy lab explain it. They gave us a good, you know, look at exactly how all this stuff works. And it's really interesting when you're able to look at the human body from a dissected point of view, where, you know, you can actually see a human body, not in a grotesque form, but actually see it for what it is underneath skin and blood and all that stuff. You can see our muscles and how we have muscles on type of muscles. You can see the fascia that's on top, the veins, the arteries, and all that stuff. It's really interesting when you look at it, because you understand that the muscles are what move your bones. You have bones, but, you know, you can look at the bone as a weapon. You can strengthen the bone in your body, you know, from damage you get, and then it heals and repairs, and it becomes stronger and stronger and stronger over time. And then the muscle, if you use the right muscle that actually is supposed to move that bone or that part of your body, then, you know, you can actually acquire, you know, stronger movements and better functionality and mobility. But looking at the human body, it is a very interesting creation to look at, just to see it for what it is underneath, man. And I really pretty interested in it, because if you really study the human body and look at the anatomy of the human body, you'll realize that a lot of stuff that we deal with, door hinges and door knobs, or like engine parts, or the engine, how a lot of the things are connected and attached, it comes from the human body. So shout out to them for that one, man. We appreciate the Anatomy Lab for giving us that lesson, and for the muscle of the day. So shout out to them. And coming up next, we have the sponsor for today's show. So we're going to go ahead and pull up the sponsor for today's show. And today's sponsor is going to be none other than yours truly. Yes, that's right. That's right. Here's your sponsor for today's show. Yes, yes, yes. And, you know, if you ever needed to get a workout at home, if you are on the go, traveling, business, whatever it is that you do, world to world, wherever you're at, Japan, Taiwan, China, which I don't know if they get the same internet as we do, but I don't care. Russia, Australia, wherever, you can always click on, type in D. Elliott Fitness, all one word, on YouTube, and find on the video tab workout videos for you, where we have push days, pull days, leg days, full body workout days, core days, ab days, whatever you need, whatever you're looking for, with dumbbells, without dumbbells, weights, no weights, whatever the case may be. You can always get your workout in. And if you ever need a diet plan or one-on-one coaching, you can always reach out to me. But if you ever want to get a really intense workout in, this is the way to go. I got you taken care of. So whenever you need that, please feel free. Log in, click in, tap in on the YouTube video, and get you a quick workout in. They're usually in the range of like 10 to 25 minutes at max for your workout, but you will get a good burn. Make sure your weights are moderately heavy for what you need. Don't get like some 2-pound weights and expect, you know, like, oh, I didn't feel nothing, because then you're only cheating yourself. But yes, so shout out to y'all, and shout out to the sponsor of today's show. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. All right, so moving on. We are moving on to the next topic of today's show. The next topic of today's show is going to be the economy. Yes. As you may or may not know, the economy is not doing too great right now. But what we're going to look at is we're going to look at the economy of what's going on in China. Now, China has something that's going on because, of course, as you know already, there's a tariff war that's going on between the U.S. and China. You know, China and U.S. are going through a tariff war, but what we don't hear is actually what's going on with the Chinese citizens. You know what I mean? And whenever you look at what's going on with the Chinese citizens, there's going to be some striking similarities about what they're going through as citizens and potentially what we're going through as citizens on this side over here. The common folk, the everyday regular person, seems like what they're facing is similar to what we're facing, because this tariff war, at the end of the day, tariffs only affect the consumer, because whoever gets imports, if they get taxed on the imports and they sell it to the consumers or to the regular people, then they have to raise their prices because they took a hit on their profits. So what do you think they're going to do when they sell it to you? Exactly. But hearing what they're experiencing over there in China, it's basically like, it's almost like a mirror image of what's happening on their side as to what's happening on our side. And we're going to run this video, and this video is going to actually, you're going to hear from people that's living in China, and they're going to explain exactly what they're going through and what they see and what their trials and tribulations are and what effects that this is having on them. And you're going to hear them speak, and you're going to realize like, oh wow, that's oddly similar to what we're going through. And then you're going to question, probably have to ask yourself at the end of the day, who is really being affected by this war? You know what I mean? Because they say it's the betterment for whoever is better for this is better for that. I get it. I kind of understand it. But at the end of the day, they say it's a short-term plan, or it's a long-term plan, but it's gonna have pain at the beginning. You know what I mean? So, usually, whenever you try to do something for a long-term benefit, you're usually gonna experience some pain on the front end, but you got to get through the temporary pain in order to get the long-term gains. And is this what we're seeing? Is this gonna be the long-term effect? Is gonna be good for both parties, or is it gonna be an everlasting, painful situation? And who is gonna get the long-term lasting effect is the question. Is the long-term lasting effect for the rich, or is it for the poor? That's a decision you're gonna have to come to a conclusion, but we're gonna go ahead and get this video up on the screen, and let's change the banner to the economy, and let's go ahead and check out this video, Fair Use to Business Basics, and we're gonna go ahead and get this video started. So let's start.
Largest city crying down with the Chinese Communist Party and down with Xi Jinping.
Bloody shootouts erupt, citizens kill officials, social revenge and riots explode as China's economy teeters on the edge.
Things are getting out of hand in China. Just 2 weeks.
And just to give you a update, this video was made 2 days ago. So this video was posted 2 days ago. So 2-day-old video. So it's fairly recent.
Weeks ago, we had pro-democracy banners go up in a major Chinese city, and now riots are erupting all across the country. In fact, in one city, things got so out of hand that we had a protester kill a CCP official, and the public was celebrating the death. We had one Chinese commenter say publicly that under economic hardship, the CCP's evil doing will spark public retaliation. Comments like these are worrying Xi Jinping because they are threatening the CCP's rule.
But I don't know. I don't think he's worried. I don't think he's worried. I think he's chilling. You know what I mean? I mean, at the end of the day, he's like, you know what? Y'all keep doing crazy stuff like that. Well, then.
I don't think that they can sustain it for too much longer, and there's a couple of reasons. Xi Jinping, because he's turned his back on consumption as being the fundamental basis of the Chinese economy, there's only one way out to rescue an increasingly grim situation, and that is to export more. China's not growing at the 5.0% pace reported for last year. It may not even be growing at all. But we know the trend is down because we can see price signals that suggest, actually, scream deflation. But even if China were growing at 5.0, it probably wouldn't be growing fast enough for those guys to pay back debt. China not only has a problem with Trump at this moment, China not only has a problem with an economy that looks like it's contracting, China has now its 2008. In 2008, they did not want to suffer a recession. So they overstimulated their economy, they piled on the debt, and now that debt is just too heavy.
Does that not sound familiar? Does that not sound familiar? It literally, like, verbatim sounds exactly like what the U.S. is going through. It sounds super similar. Like what I heard, I only watched the beginning, like a little bit of this. When I heard this part, I was like, like, yo, like, there's no way that it's like they're doing the same thing. Like they're mirroring the same thing to both of their economies in their countries. You know what I mean? And then they're like saying, oh, we're having a tariff war. But at the end of the day, it's like y'all are both having the same problems. So let's just continue.
So you've got all of these crises hitting at the same time. And so Xi Jinping, who a couple months ago, he looked like he was going to rule the world. Right now, he's going to be lucky just to wake up alive in the morning.
That beating had to do with the...
Nah, he gonna wake up. Nah. Don't be trying to threaten the man. That's the wrong one to threaten. I think he's gonna wake up. Bro gonna be fine. Like, don't be threatening him. Like, you crazy. Like, seriously, like, you might want to retract that statement, buddy. Oh my goodness.
Chinese mortgage crisis, which has only gotten worse. That beating had to do with the Chinese mortgage crisis, which has only gotten worse since the tariff war has started. Now, last time we made a video on the China's mortgage crisis and the protests that were taking place in the country because of it. Our video was demonetized and restricted within few hours of the upload. To us, it didn't make sense. Why? Because we talk about protests in many different countries, and for some reason, this specific video was restricted and not the other ones. Well, more than a year after we published that video, YouTube decided that it had made a mistake.
See, look, they're having a mortgage crisis. I mean, that's crazy. A mortgage crisis. Excuse me. They're having that. Oh man, excuse me. They're having that. They're having the tariffs are affecting their mortgages. They kicked the can down the road whenever they didn't want to have a depression or whatever. They didn't want to have a collapse, so they kicked the can down the road and inflated their economy like a stimulus check. Same thing we did. You know what I mean? So it's like you're doing the same thing on both sides of the earth. And now we have this tariff war, but it's like, who is it against?
And it decided to unrestrict and monetize our video. Now, we have a feeling that since we're talking about the same subject today, this video may also get demonetized and restricted.
Oh, I hope they don't hit me with none of that. Hey, fair use, you know. I found this video, so like don't hit me because I decided to post it. I mean, I just only posted because I mean, it's a great teaching lesson, and also so far it seems like it makes a lot of sense. And again, you always got to double check your references and stuff like that. But let's go ahead and get back to the video. Let's continue.
So if you guys can help us out and hit that like and subscribe button down below and share it on your social media, I quickly want to go over the democracy protest that took place in China just 2 weeks ago. So this happened on April the 15th or maybe April the 14th, so roughly 2 weeks ago, and this is the report. Massive banners demanding political change were hung from an elevated bridge in Chengdu, China, reading, "Without political system reform, there will be no national rejuvenation. The people do not need a political party with unchecked power. China does not need anyone to point out the direction. Democracy is the direction." The protester behind this bold act shared a photo of the scene before he was forcefully disappeared. Now, you guys can assume what that means, but we do have more information about the protester now. But before we get to that, let's finish this report. He revealed that he had spent an entire year preparing for this moment, determined that it be seen and remembered no matter the cost. His final words before all contact was lost were, "All I wish is for democracy in China." Foreigners do not understand the courage it takes to do this. Nobody suffers more at the hands of the CCP than the Chinese people, and it seems they are finally speaking up. In a second, we'll get into a report of Chinese youth getting on Chinese social media, which is highly censored, and calling out Xi Jinping directly. But before we get to that, I do want to cover a little bit more about where these banners were hung. You see, the city was very appropriately picked. Chengdu is the same city that TikTok influencers from the US always ooh and ah from and tell everyone that they don't know the real China. So here's a reminder that just like any other country, the real version of itself has many different versions. The difference is, in an authoritarian country, people aren't allowed to openly criticize the versions of a country that the government doesn't want you to see. But every so often, we get reminders that there is a whole lot going on beneath the surface that people stay silent on. Well, now it seems that the Chinese people are speaking up, and this protest was just the beginning. But before we get to other protests, here's what we know about this activist. Now, before I read this report, I do want to mention for everyone who might be worried that this protester is already in CCP custody, so we're not putting him at risk by sharing his picture. In fact, this picture has been making rounds on Chinese social media already. The activist who hung the banners over the overpass in Chengdu is named Mile Xinlin, a 27-year-old from Sichuan. According to him, these banners have been prepared for a year. Before the action, he encountered a labor dispute.
They've been preparing that banner for a year? A whole year. I mean, sheesh, took you a year to prepare those banners? I mean, I don't know why it took so long. Was it just like fear of releasing it, knowing the consequences come with it? I don't know.
With Shenzhen Board Vision Hinjuan technology. During the process of complaining to the Labor Inspection Department, the staff passed the buck in various ways, even hung up the phone before he could finish explaining the situation. Now, this may seem like a trivial matter, but we have to realize this was likely one of many things that's bothering the Chinese population, and this is what pushed him over the edge. Remember the Arab Spring in Middle East? It started in Tunisia when a produce vendor had his cart seized by the authorities, and when he went on to complain about it, they just laughed him off. So he set himself on fire to protest the authoritarian regime, and within weeks of that happening, the government had fallen. And again, that's not to say that that will happen in China, but we have to keep in mind that a lot of big protests start off as a small event. And it seems that's happening in China already. Here we have another teenager complaining publicly about the way Xi Jinping is dealing with this trade war.
And you see everybody that you see that are speaking out. He said a teenager, that young man that we saw in the picture, he was 27 years old. It's the younger generation. You know, the younger generation are the ones that are really catching the brunt. But I mean, it's really everybody at the end of the day, because now here in America, they coming back for student loans, and if you're in delinquency, they treating you like you got child support, like straight up. Like, so it's really brutal right now on everybody. So gotta stay tough.
Recently, China and the U.S. have started fighting the trade war again. The U.S. says they'll raise tariffs, and the CCP immediately says they'll fight to the end. It sounds strong and full of backbone, but think about it. Who's really suffering? It's not the officials or the rich. It's us, the common people. Look at life now. The prices go up every year. Eggs are expensive. Meat is expensive, and fruit is even more expensive. Young people can't find jobs. After graduation, they're unemployed. Internet layoffs, factory closures, small businesses closing down. But the CCP isn't thinking about how to save the economy. Instead, they keep cracking down on private enterprises while fighting the U.S. in the tariff war. They claim it's to protect national interests. But who is the country? Isn't it us? Our jobs are in danger, and they're talking about sovereignty and toughness. What's the point? The US raises tariffs, and China immediately retaliates. It may look like a back and forth, but the real cost is being paid by us, the common people. Factory orders are gone, foreign trade is in chaos, workers are laid off, and bosses are running away. There's no protection for people's livelihoods. The CCP always says it doesn't start trouble, but isn't it causing trouble now? If the country's leader really cared about the people, they would focus on making our lives better, not just making a tough face for show. There are no winners in a trade war. It's about power and wisdom. When they say they'll fight to the end, they're gambling with people's livelihoods. In the end, they fight, but we starve.
It's hard.
Yo, she came with bars on that one. Where's my thingy? Get this woman off my screen. Where's my thingy? There it is. That sounds strikingly familiar as to what's happening on this side of the world. Like, it almost sounds like she lives in the US is the way she was talking. Like, literally, what she explained sounds like she lives in the US. That's what it sounds like. Prices on meat going up, fruit going up, veggies going up. Layoffs are happening. Factory places are doing layoffs, and a lot of businesses are closing down. Like, everything she said is happening over here, but she's over there. So, I mean, that's an oddly, strikingly similar situation to have on the other side of the world. Yeah, it is pretty crazy. I mean, when you say it like that, you just gotta think to yourself, like what do you do? I mean, because if this is happening over there and then that's happening over here, where else is this happening? Is this a global phenomenon? Is Russia having this issue? Is Australia having? Well, Australia ain't doing too shabby. But let's continue the video. Let's continue the video and see what else we got. It's almost done, kinda.
Be dragged into this. We don't want to pay the price for their struggle. We just want a stable job, food on the table, and a peaceful life. It's that simple.
I mean, she preaching to the choir.
Unfortunately for the CCP, their problems do not just stop there. If you guys have been following the channel, we've been talking about it, how China's economy is unsustainable, and that was even before the tariff war started.
Oh, wow.
You see, China has been having the mortgage crisis that has been the bane of its existence. Well, things haven't gotten much better for the CCP. And Chinese citizens are still very angry about the CCP officials messing up their future. Here you can see protesters protesting against unfinished building projects.
Unfinished building projects. I mean, they protesting, but they just watching their people get hauled off as they just continue to work. It doesn't work like that. It don't work like that. They just gonna apprehend y'all.
Owners of unfinished buildings were beaten and arrested by police for defending their rights at the government office of Daya Bay Economics Development Zone in Guangdong. Due to unfinished property, they have launched up to 30 rights protection actions, but have not made any progress so far. The on-site...
That looks kind of weird. You got these people getting grabbed and these other people just walking right on by like nothing's happening. Like, look, check this out. Watch this again. Watch these two ladies walk across. Look, you see them? Look, they're just here he come. Look at him walk.
Actions, but have not made any progress so far. The on-site video shows that owners gathered at the gate of the development
It almost makes you wonder, like, are some of those people crisis actors or is this real?
Zone building, blocking government gate and shouting slogans such as "Give me back my house" and "Down with the profiteers." Now, as I mentioned earlier, this has been going on for almost 2 decades now, but situation got bad a few years ago, and it has continued to get worse since then. You see, tariffs are not helping because people are getting laid off, and only a little bit of savings that they did have, they put it into real estate, because in China, real estate was one of the only things people could invest in. Why? Well, because a lot of the most profitable companies are owned by the CCP. CCP leaders don't want to put this on the public market because then they would have to share the money with Chinese citizens. So a lot of the companies are wholly state-owned. That means public doesn't get any benefits of the Chinese companies doing well. That's why Chinese citizens mainly invest in real estate. They just buy up houses after houses. Now, of course, there are some cultural issues at play too. Families in China use real estate as a way to plan for their retirement. Single guys with real estate are considered attractive choices for marriage, and amount of real estate you own is directly related to your social status in the society. Considering all this, you can see why real estate prices did continue to go up for most part of the last 2 decades in China. This actually kind of fed into the cycle. Once everyone started seeing that the real estate prices only go up, families started buying real estate even more because they wanted a piece of that profit.
Wow, they said that real estate only goes up, it doesn't go down. Does that not sound strikingly similar to what's happening on this side of the world? This stuff is crazy. Like, it's alarming. The similarities are eerily similar. Jesus, it's like, are they explaining the US or are they explaining China? I can't tell at this point.
The rush to buy houses was so huge that the developers were selling out complexes before even breaking ground for construction. However, even after construction finished, the apartments just sat there empty because they had owners but no habitants. Demand was high because everyone wants to buy their second, third, or fourth home. They wanted to just get rich on this real estate boom. So supply increased drastically to match the demand, but a lot of these homes were sitting empty as owners were only buying these places in hopes of price appreciation. Based on one data set from 2022, Chinese families had around 70% of their wealth in real estate.
Dang.
You heard that right, 70%. Not much for diversification, I guess. Imagine if something were to happen to the real estate market. Well, this is where we talk about.
This is.
Oh no! Oh, if your country has 70% of their money tied up in real estate, you know all you got to do is one thing, and the majority of the country is finna come crashing down. So I mean, oh, this is about to get grimy. 70%. He says 70. He says, it's just the way he says 70. It sounds like 17, but he says 70%. So we're about to see if the cards came crashing down. So let's find out. I mean, oh man, this is bad. Here we go. Oh, wait. Sound. All right, let's run it back.
China's, well, this is where we talk about Evergrande. At one time, it was China's largest property developer. In fact, in 2018, they were actually the biggest real estate company in the whole of Asia. Now, when people look at something that big, they just assume it's all legitimate. Oftentimes, though, that's not the case. Here in America, we learned that lesson back in 2008. If one had looked under the hood, well, the Chinese investors learned that lesson with the Evergrande. If they had looked under the hood before the crash, they would have realized that some of the practices that company was carrying out were not exactly appropriate.
Bruh, there's no way these stories are this similar. This is crazy. These stories are identical. It's the same thing. Golly, wow. They're literally running the same playbook across the globe. That's what it sounds like. They're running the same playbook. And it's like they're arguing about tariffs, but it's like, who are y'all fighting? This is bad. Oh my goodness.
Let me explain. Remember earlier how I mentioned because of fear of missing out, FOMO? People were buying houses before construction even began. So, usually a company like Evergrande would lease a piece of land from the local government, because in China you cannot really buy land. Then, that company would turn around and sell houses that are supposed to be built on that land and receive full payment for the houses before even breaking ground.
God.
Companies would never have any issues selling out because demand was just so high.
Oh my God, that is crazy. When you hear this stuff being said, you can't, I mean, when you hear it, it's like the writing is on the wall. You know what I mean? Like, it's clear as day. Like, where's my soundbite? It's clear as day. The writing is on the wall. It's like, okay, y'all are going through the exact same thing we going through, and if y'all are doing the same, if they're doing the same thing to y'all, and we're getting done the same way, but then they're sitting here arguing over a tariff war, but y'all are facing the same hardships that we're facing from a tariff war, then it's like, yeah.
People were more than happy to take out a mortgage and buy houses just in hopes of owning real estate someday in the future. Now
I mean, if you got 70% of your country, if you know 70% of your country owns real estate, you got your country by the balls. You got them by the balls. Oh my goodness.
The problem that starts here is that companies like Evergrande wouldn't actually use the money that they got from the sale to start construction. No, they would use that money as a down payment to lease even more land so they can sell even more apartments for the future. Now, hopefully you guys are starting to see the problem. Money that was supposed to be used to build the houses is now going towards buying more land. So
the vicious cycle continues.
Where is the money gonna come to actually build the houses that Evergrande has actually sold? Well, Evergrande was hoping that the pyramid scheme will continue forever. But we know from basic math that it's literally not possible for a pyramid scheme to go on forever.
Wait.
At the end of the day, you just run out of people to sign up to your scheme.
Wait.
Chinese regulators should have caught this on way before it got so big. But this is where we have to talk about the second issue.
No.
You see, the local governments were directly benefiting from this real estate pyramid schemes that companies like Evergrande had going on.
So the government was benefiting from the money. So nobody's going to stop it. They were just going to let it. But then if you're not going to stop it, you see the scheme is going on, you know, like, hey, when this comes to a head, you know what the outcome is going to be when the cards come crashing down.
In China, one of the big ways local governments make money is by leasing out lands to developers like Evergrande. This meant that the more risk these real estate companies took on, the higher the bids on this land that the government was leasing out. Around 50% of local government's revenue was coming from leasing out lands. The same government that should have been protecting its citizens from these risky practices was directly benefiting heavily from so-called risky practices.
50% of the government's money was coming from Evergrande's land buying or whatever land grab they was doing. 50%. So if they took a hit, or if something went wrong with their pyramid scheme, then that's 50% of money that the government... Let's continue.
This is a prime example of perverse incentives. And this was one of the main reasons why China's real estate bubble got so big. YouTube just dropped a mind-boggling announcement. It is paying creators $64 million per day. Why? What homepage that have less than a every these questions is where you call.
Come on, what is this? All right. Sorry, he had like a sponsor or something.
Regulators were always slow to step in because it was directly benefiting them. And then when CCP did finally step in with its 3 red line policy, it was too little too late.
Exactly.
Property developers had sold millions of houses and they didn't have the money to actually build them. This is why we continue to see protests like...
They had the money... Wait. So they didn't have the money to build the houses? How do you not have the money to build the houses, though? When the pyramid scheme... They ran off with a bag. That's all that happened. They ran off with the bag. Boy. They just took it. They just took their money. That's cold-blooded.
Like this one happening in China. Sadly, it seems that one of these protests did turn deadly. The secretary of Ayugua Subdistrict in Xinjiang District in Guangdong Province was beaten to death by protesters from an island at the entrance of the subdistrict office. Another fatal incident. Now, a lot of the...
Hey, husbands, mothers...
Golly, bro, that is brutal. But we're almost done with this video. But so far, I'll get this off the screen. So far, the way everything's looking, it's like this sounds... This is crazy how similar their stuff sounds to ours. Sorry if I keep looking off. It's like, it's the same playbook. You know what I mean? It's the same playbook. They're running the same playbook on both sides. And then it's like they're acting like they're beefing with each other, but they're doing the same thing. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. We're going to see how this pans out. We're almost at the end. We got 2 minutes left. So let's see how this story unravels. Let's go pull this back up.
This incident is suppressed by the CCP, and the ones I could find were in Chinese. So I'm going off of Google Translate, so forgive me if I mess something up, but it seems based on my research, this was relating to compensation that CCP was supposed to give out to petitioners whose houses were demolished. But it seems that this specific CCP official was involved in silencing the petitioners and making sure they don't get paid. I'm guessing some corruption was involved. So one of the angry petitioners waited outside the office on April 17th, and when he saw the official, that's when the incident happened. Now, as shocking as this was, to me, this wasn't even the most shocking part involving this beating.
Whoa.
It was the reaction that the public had. According to an online YouTube report, it seems that the Chinese citizens were celebrating this beating, calling it that it must have been the CCP official who pushed this guy to his limits, and the officials love making life hard for the people. One comment even went as far as to put the whole blame on the CCP, saying that under economic hardship, the CCP's evil doing will spark public retaliation. This is where I want to talk about another stupid decision that CCP has made since this trade war started.
Here we go.
One of my favorite stories is Xi Jinping banning Chinese airlines from buying Boeing planes. All the while he personally travels in Boeing planes.
Talk about a power move. Like, come on, bro. Wait, hold on. Wait. So he's banned Chinese airlines from buying Boeing planes, but he's rolling around. How you ban a whole airline, bro? Power play.
Well, Xi's answer is that all these Chinese airlines should be buying the Chinese aircraft manufacturer Comac and its flagship model C919 narrow-body jet.
Bruh. Come on, fam. Come on. Like, really?
He didn't say that. Tell me he didn't just say that.
I mean, they can't buy the plane they want to buy, fam. It's still gonna fly to your airport.
Well, here I have a perfect reason why they don't buy from the Chinese manufacturer. Here we have a Chinese 919 that literally fell into a farmland.
Bruh. This is crazy. This is crazy. Oh my goodness. All right, well, I mean, so if you ever wanted to understand what was going on the other side of the world, there's a good depiction of what's happening potentially. You can dive in and do some more research yourself to see if this video actually holds some truth to it. But if it does hold truth, then you can honestly see that the Chinese people have pretty much the same problems that the American people are going through. So we are more similar than we are different, because they're both they're dealing with economic hardships, and so are we. So shout out to the business basics on that video, man. Give them a round of applause for sure. Yeah, so that real estate land grab and buy the land, sell you the house before you build a house, and then don't have the money to build a house on the back end, that was straight dirty work. That's grimy right there, bro. Like, come on. How you gonna spend all your money to buy a house and then you buy the house and yeah. You buy the house, you're like, all right, cool. Well, I'm waiting on the house to be built and they ain't got the money to build a house. Like, yeah, man, sheesh, man. So it's like you're stirring up a recipe. You're like trying to get the reaction that you're trying to get. People can't find work. Prices are going up. And in my opinion, my humble opinion is this is a perfect recipe to integrate AI. This is perfect. You want to integrate AI, like you can't find work. There's a lot of layoffs going on. People's savings account are getting ran thin. It's like AI is the answer for these big conglomerate businesses because, I mean, clearly it seemed like there's a war being waged against these people. So, I mean, and again, granted, can't blame always somebody else for your problems because some people have bad spending habits and addictions and things like that, so you can't 100% blame somebody else for it. However, what they're going through, their playbook or whatever it is that's happening to them, it sounds like the same thing that's happening to us over here. So I find it kind of intriguing that both things are happening on both sides, and it sounds like that they're extremely similar in the ways of what they're going through. You know what I mean? So I always look into a situation to get the full understanding and see why things are going the way they're going and see what it is that's who's really feeling the brunt of the blow. Is it the people? Is it the rich people? Is the politics? Whatever it is, just try to figure out, understand what's really going on. Because you got to know what's going on to understand exactly what mindset that you got to have moving forward. Always have to think about that. What mindset do you need to produce moving forward? Because eating healthy seems like it's going to be an issue if it's expensive. So keeping your body in check, going on YouTube and clicking on my Daily Fitness video tab link and doing at-home workouts is going to help. Having a very strategic and simple diet in place, because you have to know exactly what you're going to be eating, because you can't overdo it. You don't want to just be eating crap the whole time, because your gut health is going to mess with your mental health. So all of this stuff ties in together, trying to figure out exactly what you need to do and be disciplined in order to move forward. With that being the case, we're going to move on over to the last segment of the show, which is AI. So we're going to slide over to the AI portion of the show. And this right here, what we're going to do on this portion of the show is we're going to go over a video, which you probably saw in the thumbnail, depending on how you found me here. If you're on YouTube or if you're on Rumble, you probably saw the thumbnail. But if you didn't, if you're on Kick or Twitch, basically what we're doing here is on AI, we're going to create a AI image of me, and we're going to animate the image to see if we can actually do it via this video that I found on YouTube, and to see if I can actually get this done all for free off of a simple video on YouTube. So take an image, a picture of myself, turn around, take that image, AI the image, and turn it into either a cartoony image or a 3D image, and then turn around and animate that image using AI. So we're gonna see if we can do all these moving parts and put all of this together live with this video that I'm about to pull up. So we're gonna start this right now. So let's go ahead and get cracking on that. So let me go ahead and get this guy pulled up on the screen. Shout out to, what is your name? Emmanuel Crown. Shout out to you. As a matter of fact, Emmanuel, since you made it to today's show, want to greatly appreciate you and give you a round of applause, sir. He got his hands up. He got his hands up. All right, so we're going to listen to what he says, and we're going to sit down, and we're going to go basically kind of go verbatim with what he's doing. I'll kind of pull up on my screen to show you what I'm doing, and I'm just going to move with him and see if we can make it happen. So let's get started. Here we go.
If you've been around the internet, you've seen all the...
Oh, wait. Before we start, change the banner. There we go. Got to change the banner. All right, here we go.
If you've been around the internet, you've seen all the Studio Ghibli style images like this one, 3D images, cartoon images, action figure images, all created through ChatGPT. In today's video, I'm going to show you the various options available for you to be able to animate them and bring them to life, just like what you're seeing here. I'm going to break it into 3 types of animation. Your pretty much meme style animations, just for fun and social media. And then I'm going to show you how you can do talking ahead videos, just like the one you're seeing right now, where the character is talking and speaking back to you. And then we're going to look at how you can put this all together to create full-blown animations, just like what you're seeing right now, with complete consistent characters across the different scenes, multiple characters, using ChatGPT as your main image generator. So let's get straight into the video.
Let's
just
get
in case
it.
you've never created one of these images before, they're quite easy to do.
All right, we never did it before. Quite easy to do. Let's get it. All right, Emmanuel, let me get situated. Make sure my mic's good. Let's get it cracking.
Using the new ChatGPT image model. You want to head over to chatgpt.com.
Okay.
And it's now available for both the paid and free account. So when you head over to chatgpt.com, just head over to the chat box. You can upload an image of yourself. Like this one is a photo of me. And simply just type in.
All right, so I'm going to pull mine up on the screen for you right here. So as you can see right here, here's mine. Here's ChatGPT. We clicked on the animation builder thing over here on the side. It's over here on the side. You'll see ChatGPT animation builder right for me. You'll see it. So I clicked on it. Go right here. You can upload a file. Now I did upload a file previously. I did a piece of this a little bit just to kind of cut time in half, so I wouldn't be doing every single little thing and I have to pull stuff off the screen so you can't see my personal files and stuff like that. So I did a little bit of this, and I'm gonna show you exactly what I did. So let's see. Let me let him continue, then I'll show you what I did next. So here we go. Let's let him continue.
Create this image as a cartoon. That's what you get. And if you have a paid plan, you can also head over to sora.com to create this. So when you head over to sora.com, again, right there at the bottom, you can simply just attach your image. And you can ask it to generate an image of anything without attaching one.
All right, so what I did was I did just that. And again, this is all the free ChatGPT. So I didn't pay for anything or whatnot. This is using free ChatGPT. Of course, you're limited, but I was able to get this done. So let me show you. This is the camera photo that I use. Let me pull this camera photo up real quick so you can see. All right, so this is the camera photo that I took before the show started. I took this picture right here, this handsome gentleman right here that you're seeing. So as you can see, it's the exact, it's me right here. You see? So that photo, I took this photo before the show started. So we had the exact same thing. You see? Same room, same everything. Hair tied up in a pineapple and everything. So everything's the same, okay? So I took that picture, and then with that picture, I uploaded it like he said. And when I uploaded it, let me put him back on the screen. And then whenever I uploaded it, I got this image right here. So this is the image that it gave me right here. This is the image of me. This is the 3D image that it made of me. So this is what it got. I look sad as hell, don't I? Look at him. Sad. But yeah, so this is what I got. I did a 3D image. I got this from ChatGPT. Again, I don't pay. I use the free version of ChatGPT. So far, this is where we're at, just to give you an idea of where we're of where he's at, what I did, and what we're doing. So let's let him continue. And I use the same prompt as well. I use the same prompt that he said. So yeah.
In this case, I'm going to say create this image as a 3D cartoon, and that's what we have right here. The good thing about doing this on Sora is that you can create up to 2 images on the Plus plan. You can also choose your aspect ratio quite easily, although you can do this in ChatGPT by adding the aspect ratio in your chat prompt.
Okay.
Now we're just gonna go ahead and I can also modify.
And whenever I did do this, it asked me, whenever I did it, just to give you a heads up on whenever I did it, it asked me a couple of extra questions. So ChatGPT said, what style do you want? They said, ChatGPT basically said, we can do this image. What style do you want? Did you want Pixar? Did you want, what was it? Realistic? Did you want, was 2 other ones. I told him I wanted Pixar style image, and it asked, did it wanted to change my background? I said, no, keep the background the same. And the image I just showed you, that's how it came out. So just letting you know.
What this character does. Like in this case, I'm going to say, I want this character in a podcast studio. And then I'm going to go ahead and create that.
All right.
So you're a creator.
Womp, 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 womp. All right. So we got to get past this ad real quick. So yeah, so that's where we're at right now. So y'all see the image that we have, if I can find it again. Okay, so we have my image right here. As you saw, I took my picture, took that image that I had, put it in ChatGPT, but I used the animation thing, uploaded my image, used the prompt that he said, except I wanted to basically, keep it look the same as where I'm at now. So you can see that it's exactly the same microphone, background, everything. All right, so let's go ahead and continue and let's keep moving. Here we go. So we got him up here now. Let me upload this. Here we go.
And that is what ChatGPT gave us. You can see it's a 3D character, has some resemblance to the image I attached to it. And it doesn't have to be an image that you have uploaded. You can use it to create different types of images, both realistic, cartoons, 3D, and many more. All right, next, let's talk about the various ways you can bring this to life.
All right, here we go.
There are many options, and I'm going to show you a few. But before we do that, it's worth noting that if you're already on Sora, you can actually animate these images on Sora by simply heading down here next to the image and say create video. And then you can do a description of what you want the image to be.
Oh, wow.
So in this case, I put a 3D cartoon character in a podcast studio. Now,
I think Sora is a premium. I think you have to pay for Sora, if I'm not mistaken. I think if you pay for ChatGPT, I think you get Sora. So
we're going to hit generate. And the reason why I do not use Sora for these animations is that it's not good at all with these cartoon type animations. As you can see, it changed that to a 2D. Here's another example where I gave it a Ghibli style image and it just converted it into a human. So it looks like Sora is trained on realistic footages. So it doesn't do very well with this sort of 2D style, 3D style cartoon animations when it comes to image to video. So it's
okay, so Sora is more of a realistic style.
Just barely usable. All right, let's look at the first style of animations, which is your social media meme style videos, like characters dancing, doing silly stuff, and things like that. There's several tools that can do this. In this video, we're going to cover a tool called Wiggle, which is a tool where you give it an input video and a reference image, and it's going to transfer whatever motion that you have in the video to the character in the image, and it does that pretty well. I'm going to show you how that works. All right, so I've generated.
Okay, we could. Well, I guess we could try this. I didn't want to try this part, but we could try this.
The following image right here from ChatGPT, and I want to animate it. So I'm going to head over to wiggle.com.
Wiggle.
So right here, I'm going to upload my reference image. So this is the image right now that I've created. And to the left here, I can upload a video. So if I've recorded a video of me doing some actions, I can upload that there. Or I can also click on the template right here where they have some pre-made videos which are currently popular or trending. So let's go over to the dance buddy, and I'm gonna select one of these dancing ones right here. Let's go for this one. All right, so I'll select this one right here, and I'm gonna just hit confirm. So that's the source video, and this is my source character. And we're just gonna go ahead and click generate.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out where he went exactly. Let's see. He went to create. Because I see it right here on my screen. I'm just trying to figure out where he went. I don't really want to do that. I wanted to do the other part, but let's let him continue.
And this is the results. So as you can see, it's taking that cartoon.
Okay, so at 4:55, let me go back and see exactly where he went to on Wiggle. Here we go.
Wiggle.com. So right here, I'm gonna upload my.
Okay, so he's at Mix. He's at Mix. Okay. So let me pull my screen over here so you can see. So he's on. Where is he? Where did he go? There he is. Okay, so here's him. God dang it. Here's him. He's right here. Here's me, Wiggle AI. So I got this right here. You're gonna upload, drop a video for motion or character. Let's see what he did first.
Reference image. So this is the image right now that I've created. And to the left.
Okay, so he did the character side. So we're gonna do the character side first. So let's go ahead and upload, drop. Okay, upload. Okay, boom, boom. No, not that one. This one. Okay, cool. All right, cool. So we got me in there. Let's continue.
Left here, I can upload a video. So if I've recorded a video of me doing some actions, I can upload that there. Or I can also click on the template right here where they have some pre-made videos which are currently popular or trending. So let's go over to the dance buddy, and I'm gonna select one of these dancing ones right here. Let's go for this one. All right, so I'll select this one right here, and I'm gonna just.
Okay, so he switched his. So he said dancing. I guess we could do anything. It doesn't matter. But I'm gonna actually keep up with what he's doing because for whatever reason. Let's see. Which one should we pick? I guess it doesn't matter. Most popular. Which one should we do? I'm not gonna take too long trying to figure this out. Fight? No fight. Sports. All right, I'm gonna pick this one. Oh, that looks stupid. No. All right, we're gonna do this one. Give me head top. Oh, hell no. Here, we'll do Ronaldo's skill. We'll confirm Ronaldo's skill. So let's see. I don't know if they'll be able to make something out of this one, but we're gonna find out. So let's see what he says.
Just hit confirm. So that's the source video, and this is my source character. And we're just gonna go ahead and click generate.
All right, so I'll go over here. I'll hit generate. While that's doing that, let's see what he does.
And this is the results. So as you can see, it's
okay. Generating, so we'll just wait.
Taking that cartoon image that we generated, Studio Ghibli style, and giving it the same dance animation that was in the source video. And here's another one. I'm sure you've seen the crazy morning routine video. So I thought it would be funny to put that with the Studio Ghibli character.
Okay, mine finished going, so let's see what mine looks like. Here we go. Oh, look at me go. Oh, okay. All right. So they gave me that one. All right, cool. Let's see if we could do one more then. That was pretty easy. So let's do it again. Let's do another one. Oh, no, we're not going to upload a video. We're going to do templates. We'll do one more. Let's see. Can we do the morning routine? Can we find that one? The morning routine, dude? Is that one on here? Hot picks. No. Let's see. I want to see if I could find that one as well. Hot picks. Oh, wow, that's crap. All right, go back to templates. Let's see if we could find another one that's more. I don't know if I could find the morning routine. I don't want to spend too much time looking, but we'll do this one right here. Confirm. And we'll generate. And while this is generating, we'll go back to him.
Myself, and that's what that looks like. As you can see, it does that pretty well. And you can use your own real pictures to animate them here using Wiggle. All right, now let's talk about
All right, let's see if I finished. Did I finish? I'm still generating over here, so we'll let him talk a little bit, then we'll check out ours.
Talking head videos. So doing some lip syncing, giving some audio to have your character speak, just like the one you're seeing right here. Now, there's several tools that can do this, and I'm going to show you 3, which I think are some of the best results that I've gotten in animation style videos right now today. The first thing we need to do is generate some kind of audio. You can either record it like I'm doing right here.
Okay. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got here. So mine finished. Oh my God. Okay. So we got the image of my guy on there doing a dance. All right. So it worked. So far so good. We're good. It worked. So we did that one, but now we're going to move on and we're going to do something else. So we're going to actually try some other stuff that he has going on. So let's pull this one down out of the way. I'm going to move this. Whoops. Didn't mean to show you that. All right, here we go.
Or you can use an AI tool. And if you've watched this channel for a while, you know I love 11 Labs. 11 Labs still to me is the best text-to-speech audio generator that exists out there today. And they do give you about 10 minutes worth of free credits every month that you can play around with. So I've headed over to 11 Labs and I'm going to generate a test script so that we can use that for our animation. And here's what that sounds like.
Hey, welcome to Frames and Flickers, the podcast where pixels come to life.
So as you can see, it's very rich, very natural. That's why I love 11 Labs. All right, the first tool we're going to use to animate our lip sync is a tool called Hydra, and it has quite some very good lip syncing. And you can access it from Hydra.
Okay, so he did 11 Labs. I did this previously to kind of speed this process up. So right here, I have the text-to-speech. I found a voice I like. I have welcome to DnL&x Fitness live stream. I'm going to show you how to animate an image of me via AI, and here's what the voice sounds like.
Welcome to DnL&x Fitness live stream. I'm going to show you how to animate an image of me via AI.
All right, cool. So that's the voice that we have, and he's going to go over to Hydra. So we're moving on to the next step of Hydra. Here we go.
Hydra.com. Once you have it open, simply click right here on video. And once you have that, you want to do first upload your image. So whatever image you've generated on ChatGPT, you click right here on image and then upload. So I'm going to select this image I've created right here of me in a podcast studio. So the next thing is uploading your audio. So this audio we just generated from 11 Labs, I'm going to click on upload audio. I'm going to select it and upload that. It allows you to trim the audio, and they also allow you to change the voice of the audio. You can choose one of the options they have here, but I like what we have from 11 Labs, so I'm not going to change that. Then I'm just going to click add to video. Okay. Now, the interesting thing about Hydra is that they actually allow you to type whatever gestures, animations you want the character to be doing as they're doing their lip sync. In my case, I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to say a talking head video with hand gestures because I want the character to move his hands a little bit.
All right.
And you can select different video models. The one that is good at the lip sync is called Hydra Character 3, which is the one up here. So which is the model we're going to select. And now you can select your aspect ratio.
Okay.
And you can also select your resolution to a max of 720. And the duration is just going to be auto. And then I'm going to hit send. And this is what our final output.
All right, cool. So let's go ahead and pull this up. I did a little bit of this earlier so we can speed up this process. So he said, do the pull up your image. So you see my images right here, just like his is. If you don't know, there's his image, there's my image. Okay, same thing. So I got the image. I already added the audio script. I already uploaded the audio. Let me just double check if I have it. I think I do have it. I'm not going to go back and look through it. I know I have the audio in there. And then I did talking head video with hand gestures. So I did the same thing. I got the Hydra character 3, which is the one he said to use. Aspect ratio 720, left it on auto, just like he said. So we have both the things the same. Let me just double check and make sure I got the audio correctly. Let's see, upload audio. Let me make sure I got the audio right. I don't want to have the wrong audio or no audio on there, period. So let me see. Here it is. Here's the audio. Oh, okay, there we go. Add to video. There we go. Okay, so now my audio looks like his right here. See right there. So I added the audio right there. We're going to hit generate.
Hydra's character 3 is here.
High quality.
AI pack.
Thank you. All right, so there are 960 generations free wait time 30 minutes, subscribe wait time 0. Once it is complete, you will find the asset in your library. You may have to subscribe to a plan to skip the queue or click continue to wait. Continue. All right, so we're gonna wait. So it's going right now as we speak. And let's see what he says. So here we go. Continue.
What it sounds like.
Hey, welcome to Frames and Flickers, the podcast where pixels come to life.
So as you can see, that was very natural, very, very good lip sync right there. Very natural movement. You can also do this in 3D. So this is what it looks like when you do that in 3D.
Welcome to Frames and Flickers, the podcast where pixels come to life and every frame tells a story.
So the next tool we're going to be talking about is a tool by CapCut, which was recently released. It's called Dreamina. I'm not sure exactly how that is pronounced.
Okay,
but
so mine is uploading right now. So I'm waiting on it to finish uploading. I don't know if it's going to be quick or if it's going to take long. But we'll see. So we'll go back to it. It says it's in progress, so we'll see here in a minute. But let's continue with what he's saying and see if our stuff uploads while he's talking.
This is so far the best lip syncing tool I've seen. It's very natural with the lip sync, and I'm going to show you how that works. So you want to head over to dreamina.capcut.com. So once you're there, you want to head over to AI Avatar and upload your image, whatever you've generated with ChatGPT. Now, there are different generation effects. I'm just going to select the master mode right here. And I'm also simply going to upload my audio, the same audio we did with 11 Labs. I'll click and upload my source audio. Now, it doesn't allow you to describe the gestures like Hydra does. So you just need to click on generate and let the AI decide what kind of animations to add to the overall image.
YouTube has just paid for my
Okay, so that one is
they paid for this new.
Shut up. All right, so that one is a whole different one. Let me get this up here. So he's doing a whole different one on this one. So right now it's showing progress that's been made is 0. So I don't know if because I don't have a subscription with them, it's going to take it longer to upload. I think that's what it said whenever I was trying to actually do it, but it's in progress. It's just probably going to take a while because I'm doing the free version as opposed to the paid version. He did another one called Dreamina. So I'm going to try that one as well to see if I can get one of these to work while we're live, at least to get one going, because it says the progress on that one is still 0. So let me go ahead and get this one going. Dreamina AI. Is that what that is? Dreamina AI? I think that's what he has. All right, cool. So we're going to go ahead and try this one. So let's go ahead and pull him back up on the screen, and we're going to try the Dreamina as he goes. So let me get this pulled up here and continue.
Welcome to
11. When I head over to Dream, it's very natural with the lip sync, and I'm going to show you how that works. So you want to head over to dreamina.capcut.com. So once you're there, you want to head over to AI Avatar and upload your image, whatever you've generated with ChatGPT. Now, there are different generation effects. I'm just going to select the master mode right here. And I'm also simply going to upload my audio, the same audio we did with 11 Labs. I'll click and upload my source audio. Now, it doesn't allow you to describe the gestures like Hydra does. So you just need to click on generate and let the AI decide what kind of animations to add to the overall image.
Hey, welcome to Frames and Flickers, the podcast where pixels come to life and every frame tells a story.
So the mouth movement there is one of the most natural I've seen from my many tests. The third and final tool we're going to talk about in this category is Clean AI, which is my overall favorite because you can animate the characters in different ways. It's not just about lip syncing, whatever.
Okay, so let's see here. He did that one. You can claim daily free credits. Okay, video. So the one he did, it was image generator. So let me go back to make sure that I have it right. Let's see. Put your creativity in motion. Let's see. So he did AI avatar. He did import image, upload. I'm going to get straight to this. This should take me no time at all. We got the image. And did he put audio? He did upload audio. So we're going to find the audio that we have. We have audio. Where is it? It's 11 Labs is what we used. So put that audio in there. All right. And then
upload my audio, the same audio we did with 11 Labs. I'll click and upload my source audio. Now, it doesn't allow you to describe the gestures like Hydra does. So you just need to click on generate and let the AI decide what kind of animations to add to the overall image.
Hey, welcome to Frames and Flickers, the podcast where pixels come to life and every frame tells a story.
So the mouth movement there is one of the most natural I've seen from my many tests.
All right, so this one's moving a little bit faster than Hydra. Hydra's still at 0%. This one's uploading slowly at 3%, so we'll keep going.
Third and final tool we're going to talk about in this category is Clean AI, which is my overall favorite because you can animate the characters in different ways. It's not just about lip syncing. Whatever kind of animations you want to put in the characters, Clean AI is one of the best for that out there today. To access the tool, you want to head over to Clean AI.
So there's Cling. So let me just show you real quick so you just kind of know what's going on. I'm leaving in the dark. So here's Dreamina. So here's Dreamina. I did the AI avatar that was generated. So we got the audio, we got the AI avatar, me, 8%. Here's Hydra, whatever you want to call it. This one is at 0% in progress. And then next I'm going to start on Cling AI. So we're working on Cling AI next. But right now we got 9% on Hydra. So we're just waiting for this to finish up. But we're going to do this one as well. And then we'll see which one. Hopefully one finishes first and we can actually watch one done before the video ends. So let's continue.
AI's website, I'm going to put a link to that in the description of this video and all the tools that we've talked about today. So you can go to the description to click to access the tool. Now, once I'm here, I want to head over to video. And then I want to click right here to upload my source image. First, I'm going to select Clean 1.6. And I'm going to go here below to click to upload my image. And then here at the bottom, you can describe whatever it is you want it to animate the image doing. And they also have the bottom
you moved too fast on that one.
Source image.
So it's Clean 1.6, but we have a new one. This new one says 2.0. So I'm going to leave it on 2.0 because it says it's new. I'm going to leave it at 2.0 because I want to do exactly what he's doing.
So I'm going to select Clean 1.6 and
okay, we're going to do 1. Screw it. We're going to keep it 2.0.
I'm going to go here below to click to upload my image. And then here at the bottom, you can describe whatever it is you want it to animate the image doing. And they also have DeepSeek, which you can use to help you optimize your prompt. So again, in this case, the prompt is going to be quite simple. We're going to do a more complicated one when we create the full animation.
Okay, so let me type in that prompt. So the prompt is, let's see, a lively 3D character speaks energetically in a modern, let's see, speaks energetically, smiling brightly with expressive hand gestures. All right, so I think I have that right. So let's let him continue.
I'm simply just going to say a lively 3D character speaks energetically in a modern studio, smiling brightly with expressive hand gestures. And I'm going to select 10 seconds. That takes about 70 credits.
Okay, so I don't see on this one if there was any audio. I didn't see him put audio, image to video, frames. I don't see any audio. So he didn't mention any audio on this one to where to put the audio thing. So
expressive hand gestures. And I'm going to select 10 seconds. That takes about 70 credits. And I'm going to generate that. And that's what that looks like. You can see the lips moving, but it's not actually lip syncing to any audio. If you want to lip sync, you want to click on the lip sync option. That then takes you right here where you can type the text that you want the character to speak.
Okay, so that's after the fact. So let's do this. So we're going to generate that. And then this is generating. And then afterwards we can do this.
There are several voices. Let's listen to them.
I've actually used this before. I got like a few other images of myself in here. It's kind of funny. Y'all are going to laugh when y'all see it.
Every time I open a book, it feels like stepping into...
Good morning, world. It's a beautiful day to chase our dreams.
I know you're looking for great value.
Again, not too bad, but I still prefer the voices in 11 Labs. I'm going to head over to upload local dubbing and upload my audio from 11 Labs. And once that is processed, I'm going to hit generate. And that's what that sounds like.
Hey. Welcome to Frames and Flickers, the podcast.
Okay, so let's go ahead and pull this up on the screen for you. So it uploaded. So we did the cling. Make sure you can see all this. And you probably see a few other ones that I made. It's kind of funny looking. But yeah, so here it is. It came up over here. And it's just showing the animation with no sound. But this is what the animation looks like right here. Right? And then he said to go, where do we go for the sound? Is it lip sync? So he went to lip sync. And then for lip syncing, He said he wanted to put in the, you know, let me pull this. Can I move this? I cannot. Okay, let me pull this off to the side real quick. All right, let me pull this off to the side so he can't see my stuff real quick. Give me 2 seconds. So we got that 11 labs, that one. So maybe this one goes faster. So I'm gonna pop this one back up here. Here it is right here. Trimming. Don't trim anything.
Welcome to D. Elliott Fitness Livestream. I'm going to show you how to animate an image of me.
Okay, so this one, so the audio is that I have is 7 seconds, but the video that
Welcome
they
to
gave
D. Elliott Fitness Livestream.
Shut up. The video that they gave me is only 5 seconds, so it's only going to say a little bit of it, but confirm trimming, so we're good. Whatever. All right, so then I guess 5 seconds that. So then I guess when we do that, we just hit generate. Where'd he go? I lost him. So here's that. So let me pull him back up real quick, and I'm gonna generate this. And while that's going on, we'll make sure we're on the same page as he is.
And upload my audio from 11 Labs. And once that is processed, I'm gonna hit generate, and that's what that sounds like.
Hey, welcome to Frames and Flickers, the podcast where pixels come to life and every frame tells a story. I'm your host, Emmanuel.
So pretty great with the animations, pretty great with the gestures. The reason why I like Clean AI is that you can prompt it to do other type of animations to your character, even if you're not trying to do a lip sync. So here are a couple of examples that I've done of animating characters using Clean AI, giving them different gestures. So it's my overall favorite. And I'm going to pair again all three tools that we've used side by side so you can see which you prefer.
Hey, welcome to Frames and Flickers, the podcast.
All right, so there's all three of his. Let me go ahead and put mine up on the screen because we got them all done. I can't do all three like he did. So Hedra is still in progress. So if you're trying to do this, trying to use Hedra, if you're trying to do it free, this is what you get. It just takes a lot longer with Hedra. Here's Dreamina.
Elliott.
So here it is right here.
Fitness Live. Welcome to D. Elliott. Welcome to D. Elliott Fitness Livestream. I'm going to show you how to animate an image of me via AI. Welcome to D. Elliott Fitness Livestream. I'm going to show you how to animate an image of me via AI.
How do we look? Do we look similar?
Welcome to D. Elliott Fitness Livestream. I'm going to show you how to animate an image of me via AI.
All right.
Well,
shut up. Now the next one is Cling. So that was Dreamina. This is Cling. My boy here look happy as hell. All right. Let's see. No? Okay, that's not it. Is it over here? No, it's over here. It's still generating. Okay, so we haven't generated yet, so we're still working. So estimated waiting time is 5 minutes. The use intake. Okay, so this one's still in queue. The only one that uploaded so far is Dreamina, and it sucks every time I touch the screen. It talks. But so we're still waiting on Cling to upload. Hedra is still at 0%. Dreamina is the only one that actually went through, and it actually went through with the full 7-second clip, and we didn't use the same prompt because in this prompt we had more energetic. So you see he's more lively. A 3D character speaks energetically. We didn't use those prompts in this one in Dreamina.
This live stream. I'm going to show you how to animate an...
Let me put you on mute. So that's why he looks all like melancholy and stuff like that. So we didn't give him the same prompt. We just said to use hand gestures, but we didn't even get hand gestures. I don't even think we even used any. I don't think we even used anything. We just did lip sync, and I don't think there was any prompts for us to use on this one in order to solicit like a different reaction. It's just lip syncing. That's all it's doing. So this is how this one works. Let's see if Cling finished. Cling is still going. It's got 4 minutes left on Cling. So while this is going on, let's go back to him and finish up the rest of the video. And he's only got like a minute left.
Pair again all three tools that we've used side by side so you can see which you prefer.
Hey, welcome to Frames and Flickers, the podcast where pixels come to life and every frame tells a story.
So the third category is putting all this together to create a full animated story with different characters, consistent scenes, consistent characters, lip sync, the whole yard using ChatGPT, and it's quite easy to do now with the ChatGPT image model. But because this video has gotten quite long, I'm gonna create a separate tutorial, a separate video, and put all of that and make that video dedicated just for that tutorial.
Okay, so there's that. So he's done with his. So basically what we got, what's up TK Novian? What's going on, my G? How you doing, sir? Good to see you. So this one here, where is it? Where is it? Novian's in the building. Wait, hold on. We got to give that man there. Where is he? Where is he? Where's my stuff? Where's my soundboard? My soundboard's all messed up. Here we go. Let's give Novian a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give that man a round of applause. There we go. There we go. Yes, yes. Give that man a round of applause. How you doing there, buddy? Good to hear from you. Good to see you. Well, good to not see you, but you can see me. What's good? And let me see real quick here if I could find... Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? So let's see. Here it is. So Kling is 2 minutes left. Dreaming is there. Hedra is still 0%. So that Hedra is not the one to use if you're not paying. They said if you ain't paying, we gonna put you on the back burner. Screw you. Dreamina gave us this right here. So we're good with Dreamina on this one. Let me pull that back up for you real quick. So Dreamina actually had a decent turnaround time.
You how to animate an image of me via AI.
Yeah.
Welcome to D. Elliott Fitness Livestream. I'm going to show you how to animate an image of me via AI.
I like how they got like the whole background and everything. I don't know if they got my hair right. They like me looking all sad. But again, the prompt we didn't put in there was for, you know, to be all lively and stuff. And this one, we got 2 more minutes. 1 more minute left. So if you can hang on for 1 minute, we'll be able to see what Kling AI looks like. And it only took it was only taking like 5 minutes, so we'll be good to go on Kling. So we're almost there. So we're gonna see how Kling pans out. If you could just hold on here for 1 more minute, we're gonna let this generate. We're gonna watch this video, then we'll be done with the show. So we went through all of our topics that we have for today, and we're gonna kind of see how all this pans out, because this has been a pretty interesting run. Because yesterday I did the one with the music. If you were here and saw me do the music one yesterday, I'm waiting to see if I can still, if I'm able to generate any money off of it, or however that works out, because I made the song, uploaded it, and it went to Spotify and all these different things. It said it takes 2 or 3 days. So by Friday, I'm going to go back over and actually go over the music one to see if there's any, you know, financial return or financial gains from that AI music that I made. All right, so Kling just happened. So here we go. Kling is up. So let's run it, see how it turns out. Come on.
Fitness Livestream. I'm going to show you how to animate an image of... Welcome to D. Elliott Fitness Livestream. I'm going to show you how to animate an image of... Welcome to D. Elliott Fitness Livestream. I'm going to show you how to animate an image of... Welcome to D. Elliott Fitness Livestream.
I did it!
I'm going to show you how to animate an image of... Welcome to D. Elliott Fitness Livestream. I'm going to show you how to animate an image of... Welcome to D. Elliott Fitness Livestream.
Unfortunately, theirs was only...
I'm going to show you how to animate an image of... Welcome to D. Elliott Fitness Livestream.
Whoa.
I'm going to show you how to animate an image of...
Okay, we successfully did it. Jesus Christ, all that was going on. We actually did it successfully. So round of applause on that one. Yes. Yes. All right, so we successfully did it on Dreamina and Kling. We did them both. Yeah, so you can actually do it using free AI that is out there. Like I showed you, we started with ChatGPT. I took a picture of myself in my room, and then we uploaded it in ChatGPT, did a 3D image with the prompt, took that prompt or that image that it gave us, and then used that image and put it into these different, I guess you can call them tools at this point. Dreamina, Kling, and Hedra. The only two that came out was Dreamina and Kling. Dreamina was the quickest. Kling took 5 minutes, but it wasn't bad. And then Hedra is the one that's probably going to take 30 minutes or a whole day. And we did it all right here on the spot in front of you, and we made it happen. So yeah, that's it. That is it. That is it. Well, that's going to be it for today's show. I got some adulting I have to go do, but thank y'all for tuning in, man. If you remember that we're live streaming on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, and Rumble. If you're on YouTube, do me a favor. If you can see that like button right there, hit that like button for me. Greatly appreciate it. And we'll catch y'all later. And we'll see y'all probably tomorrow on another stream that we'll do. Not sure what time, but just keep your notifications posted. Appreciate you, TK Novian, for dropping in my G. Go check out Novian on his Instagram page. He's a hell of a drummer. It took him like hell to finally start drumming, but he's drumming now. Go check him out. He is a legend drummer. Go give him a follow. And with that being said, I got to get up out of here. So take care of yourself. We out of here. Peace.
Baby, I'm obsolete. Pockets chunky like cottage cheese. Real nigga, I just gotta be. Smoking weed that don't gotta see. Used to be a hustler prodigy. I love when people say they proud of me. I'm eating good, smoking broccoli, taking over blocks like Monopoly. Only fuck the ones that's my policy. Most of these hoes trying to cause a scene. Like niggas mad they not on the team. See, I got bread, then buy the dream. The game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay. My fame on